Don't lose the beat now. Just in your Baba boom time again. You hear the people sing boom boom. Baba boom boom. Boom boom festival boom boom.
Yes, indeed, songs that made Jamaica great, great Toots. Toots and the Maytals. He made reggae. It made reggae great. So Toots, much respect, thanks for the good music that you put together. And this is a year when the political year, where a lot of politicians they say will be knocked down. To say what a bomb bomb if they don't do the right thing.
Go in there and go in there, talking this and talking that, so you will find out about what the supposed to be.
Going live on Facebook. Is that what? Going live on Facebook. Is that recorded though? Well, as long as we have a recording on the Zoom anyway. Oh, we can always put it on YouTube later on.
You gave it 110%. So y'all can stand up and salute. Foundation for the music made Jamaica great. Toots and the Maytals, gone but not forgotten.
Go to the Zoom screen, so it's full screen. Like, there's nobody there. Every time he's there. Yeah, Tiny joined.us in the back over there. That way a little bit. Or the other way. More that way? Oh, I see. Yeah, you got it. That's cool. Yeah, make sure you get this in. Right there, right there. Yep. One. Yeah, we can't block that out. So you gotta get this on the bridge. Yeah, so you gotta get this in is really what you're trying to do. So you can touch this.
Work it out. That I am the man.
Turn it a little bit more that way to catch that.
He's Toots. And yeah, listen to the song clearly. It says, I am the man that fights for the right and not the wrong. Come up again, Toots. So when they hear Culture Zone, they can remember this song. That I'm the man that fights for the right and not the wrong. Soak it in. You're inside Culture Zone 2 to 6. And then 9 to 10. The People's Messenger. Brush on the air without fear. Yeah, the jacket. The jacket.
will find out the man I'm supposed to I don't talk no man. What he do? Show it, this man. It will bring a bam, 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 bam. What a bam, bam, sometimes a bam, bam, bam. The man who fights for the right, not for the wrong. Don't gather, let's sit on top. Make way on permanent. Soon you will find out the man I'm supposed to be.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Toots. Gone but not forgotten inside Culture Zone, as you heard in terms of the song. If you should trouble this man, it will bring a bam bam, bam bang, badang, bam bam. That's how far they're gonna be falling down if they should trouble this man. So Toots laid the foundation. Like I said, the song says, "I'm the man that fight for the right and not the wrong." So over, I should say, over 50 years or so, Toots put his energy into the music. And you could never call him lazy. He worked tirelessly to push the music forward all around the world. Toots and Maytals. So for those that want to be a reggae artist or any artist, be prepared to work just as hard as Toots. All right. Let me touch this one. Let's see now. For those running around when you're too busy for your own clothes, Wash and Fold Super Laundry is there. Wash and Fold Super Laundry when you're too busy for your own clothes. You call and they show up. Mention the Culture Zone show. 718-341-1000, 718-341-1000. Come to your house in Brooklyn, Queens, and Long Island to get your clothes. You send them all wrinkled up, they come back perfect. 718-341-1000. Call right now. 718-341-1000. 718-341-1000. All your senior citizens that your children sort of abandoned. All right. Anytime holiday comes, ignore them too. Their birthdays, Christmas, whatever the holiday is, they're looking for something to hand out. Give them absolutely nothing since they can't help you with your clothes. All right? So just call Wash and Fold, you senior citizen, and retire the crap from your kids or your children. Call Wash and Fold right now. Mention the Culture Zone show. 718-341-1000, 718-341-1000. Come to your house in Brooklyn, Queens, and Long Island. All you got to do is pack them up, put them in a bag, leave them at the door. They'll come and get it. All right? Mention the Culture Zone show. 718-341-1000. Also, if you're shopping around and you get tired of going to the supermarket, and you're looking for a well-dressed chicken or a fowl or a duck, well, the places to think about is Al Madina. Al Madina, call them right now, and you buy a few, you get one free. All right, and they'll tell you how much you got to buy. Just buy a few, get one absolutely free. Mention the Culture Zone show. Call right now, 718-526-3333, 718-526-3333. Al Medina is there. a nice, well-dressed fowl or chicken or duck, Al Medina is there, right? 15124 Beaver Road, 15124 Beaver Road, right there behind York College, right behind E-Train, behind Long Island Railroad, right there, Beaver Road, 15124 Beaver Road. So if you need nice, fresh dressed chicken or fowl, and like I said, they'll do the whole thing right there, fresh. So if you're looking for fresh killed, fresh dressed fowl, you need something for Sunday morning, you're tired of the frozen food, you're tired of those that's on the shelf for 30 or 60 days, well, go to Almadina, fresh fowl, duck, hens, 15124 Beaver Road, 15124 Beaver Road, mention Culture Zone Show. Call right now, they also deliver. Call right now, they also deliver. 718-526-3333. 718-526-3333. I didn't say free. To buy a few, could be 4 or 5, you get one absolutely free, right? So there's free there. You get some free. You get one free. They'll tell you how much you buy. Guaranteed to get a free one. Mention the Culture Zone Show. 718-526-3333. 718-526-3333. And now a message for those out there looking for work. They have special invitation from this department.
Licensed practical nurse looking for a safe working environment, competitive pay, and a great work-life balance? Greater New York Nursing is now hiring LPNs across the 5 boroughs of New York City and surrounding counties. We provide our LPNs with exceptional support, a family atmosphere, and unlimited overtime. For more information or to apply, call 212-NURSING. That's 212-687-7464. Or go to gnyservices.com. That's gnyservices.com.
That's right, gnyservices.com, and mention the Culture Zone Show. gnyservices.com, and mention the Culture Zone Show. Let me touch this one again, talking about Toots, the man who was never lazy with music. And before I do that traffic report, right now the Van Wyck from Rockaway Boulevard into Hillside at 20, Grand Central up to 35, heading to Flushing Meadow Park, heading around Grand Central. Kosciuszko Bridge down from 50 to 20, in around the Brooklyn grounds to Tillery Street, and that's down to about 10. Brooklyn Bridge and Manhattan Bridge in good shape. What else? The Whitestone Bridge and Prospect down from 50 to 30. And the Cross Bronx, as usual, heavy traffic, tractor trailers, northbound, southbound. Jersey Turnpike in good shape. Nothing unusual to report. The tractor trailers rule the scene on the turnpike. All right, let me touch this one. Barrington Levy talking about some lazy bodies. So we're going to shake that off for 2020 to wrap up the end of the year. So the lazy ones won't cross the finish line. So let me touch this one, Barrington Levy. Also in the studio live, running for the President of the United States, Mr. Zarelli. And he's here, live and direct, to give it a message of how not to be locked into a party, but ideas and issues, and like I would say, not tissues. No lazy bodies this afternoon. A well-energized Culture Zone.
Everybody must work. I like that. Work. Everybody must work. Young or old, work hard. Everybody must work. Work. Find out, everybody must work. Work hard. What's it? 'Cause if you're not working, you gotta be loafing. And if you're not loafing, then you gotta be joking. You must work. I'm alive. And don't be a jerk.
Don't be a jerk.
Everybody must work. Work hard. Eli, lazy money not gonna work. Man, I'm over the bed, trying to work.
hold on. You missed some of toots. We're going to drive again. You took part away. Yeah, we run a couple traffic here from 2 o'clock come down and run about 3, 4. Wait, I won't mind that. All right, plug in here. That's sure though. Yeah, all right. Respect. Yeah. All right. What is that revolution?
One more on there. Two? Yeah, so it doesn't hang in front of as well.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, Barrington Levy. Working is a thing that you should love, right? And there are those that are taking advantage of to work for $10 and they give you $3, right? You know how that goes. So it works sometimes in the mischief, but if you're lazy, then you have serious issues. All right, Inside Culture Zone, New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. And this is going to be the theme tune for today. And Toots, we salute Toots and the likes of Toots. For all the hard-working people out there, stay strong. Mr. Shoe down there in South Jamaica camp, tune in. The number in the studio is 212-219-9695. 212-219-9695. And for those in the political limelight, this is a year that a lot of politicians got thrown down, sometimes by their own bad habits. Huh? Or they promise too much and can't deliver. And when you do that, they call it Wata Bamba.
So you will find out the man I'm supposed to be. What you do? Just tell me, man. it will bring a bam 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 bam. What a bam bam, bam bam bam.
Guess what? Tell them that's more people more that didn't have it before. Tell them great work.
I saw the right, not far the wrong. Together, let's sit on top. Make the way on Nirvana. Soon you will find out the man I'm supposed to be.
Welcome to Culture Zone. Round the World Culture Zone Online.com. From Toots to Johnny Osborne. Tune's gone but not forgotten.
One rubber up the road that was in and be ready. Be ready. One rubber up the road that was in and I beg you. I beg you. Give me rubber when me want make me come. I tell you. I tell you. Some like the rockers and some like the sun. Give me rubber make the good times roll. I beg you. I beg you. Give me rubber make the rock on the phone. Give me rubber make the rock on the phone. I beg you. I beg you. Someone call it so. Someone is slow. Someone is fast. Someone is slow. One rubber make the road up and I beg you. I beg you.
How do you tell how long a song is? How can you tell how long a song is?
How would you?
Yeah, when you look at your equipment, how do you know?
Stop, hold on, right here. Stop. This one here.
You see it counting down?
Actually, no, I mean, over here you can tell over here, but this,
You can't tell.
this one I know is 4 minutes.
Oh, it's on the album.
Oh, the album, yes. It's over here.
I don't know, I didn't know it's an album.
What you gonna do?
I love it. I'm looking over and thinking it's a CD.
Oh, yeah, it's back here.
I love it, man.
Yeah. 100% vinyl.
I love it. Oh. No, not 100%.
Everything is run over here. On the radio. I better lick it back. All right. You want to say hi? Oh, no. All right. Bye. Take care. Bye. Ladies, call me. Tell me, I better put it back on. You hear? You hear these listeners? I better put it back in. See the auto mirror? You better put it. Yeah. Who's that? Someone talking? Good, so you better put it back on.
We gonna play this, the fake wise. This is gonna go down to our Godfather, the culture zone radio scene. We got John Brass and the culture zone focus on what he said after I thought about the program now.
Thank you, Mr. Osborne. For the Newark crew, go easy in Newark, huh?
Some like the rockers and some like the soul. Give me rubber dubber, make the good times roll. I beg you, I beg you. Give me rubber dubber, make the rock and roll. Give me rubber dubber, make the rock and roll. I beg you, I beg you. Someone calypso, someone disco, someone do it fast, someone do it slow. One rubber dub, let the road up and I beg you, I beg you. One rubber dub, let the road up and I beg you, I beg you. Ready, and they want the most. I tell you, I tell you. Ready, and they want the most. I tell you, I tell you. The rubber dub, when they want make me go. I beg you, I beg you. Ready, and they want the most. I beg you, I beg you. Ready, and they want the most. I tell you, I tell you. Create man a laugh at the dance hall so far. Promoter a laugh as a liquor seller. The create man a laugh with the guilty game car. Out the street is a shame how the car them pop. Someone calypso, someone disco, someone did fast, someone did slow. One rubber dub up on it and make me go and me ready, me ready. One rubber dub up on it and make me go and me ready, me ready. Ready, me ready and me want go home. Ready, me ready and me want go home. Ready, me ready and me want go home. I tell you, I tell you. Give me rubber dubber when me want make me come. Give me rubber dubber when me want make me come. I beg you, I beg you. One rubber dub for the road up a ring. I beg you, I beg you. Some like the rockers and some like the soul. Give me rubber dubber, make the good times roll. I beg you, I beg you. Give me rubber dubber, make me rock and roll. Give me rubber dubber, make me rock and roll. I beg you, I beg you.
Welcome to Culture Zone. Crash on the air without fear. For the issues you wanted to cover this evening or you want to talk about, we have the candidate in the studio. Running for the President of the United States of America. So all the questions you want to ask pertaining to the things you'd like to happen in this country. Take this number for future reference, 212-219-9695, 212-219-9695. And you can check out the website, timetojoin.us. So check it out, timetojoin.us.
And they can see us live. If they come here, they can go to the Zoom. If they come here, they can go to the Zoom and see us live. Some people might want to see you.
And then you go to the Zoom and catch it live in the studio. Timetojoin.us. I didn't say them, us. Who's going to be in the air this evening? Us. Us against them.
Right. Right, that's right. I don't think of that, right. That's true.
And, you know, the workers is us against them. This week I even heard the teachers fighting against themselves. They don't know if they want to teach or not to teach. Some of the teachers seem to think that Corona is going to kill them before they get the rest of us. I hope the teachers recognize that they are essential workers like the unions. Unions, what are you teaching? What are you telling your folks, man? Remind those teachers, unions, that they are essential services. That means there's some risk. All right, teachers? You got to be prepared to leave your house, like the sanitation workers, like the plumbers, like the man in the sewer, like the dishwashers, like the guys at the hardware store, the grocery store. So unions or your teachers unions, don't forget that you know better than anybody else, all right? Essential services and the risk involved. I don't care what's out there, Corona, Marona, there are risks to living, okay? Believe it or not.
It ain't nobody gonna believe what you're saying either.
Oh, radio. You're off, yeah. Oh, so you like that? The risk to living.
I don't give you an A on that.
Of course. That's in there better, everybody, yeah. You going on the air live or what? Don't worry, I gotta push. I'm gonna tell him again. Don't worry, I'm gonna tell him right now. All right, now. I would stick it to them, all right? All right, now. All right, respect. All right. No, for those who did not catch me when I just said it, and some of you teachers or teachers union seem to think that you're better than everybody else. You're not. You are considered, that's the word, you're considered essential services.
The new one doesn't have that.
Just like those TV stations. You turn on the tube. You're not going to get everything you want, but somebody's working behind the scenes to make sure you see something. So again, sanitation workers are out there every day, my 831 crew. The people in the kitchen serving food out there every day. Plumbers, nurses. And all of a sudden, I hear the teachers like they're better than everybody else. Some of them, especially the union. You're all essential services. If you don't want to teach, leave.
I just they're gonna pay me. Right? No. I don't care either. You talking about it?
Yeah, I got you. I see you put your hands up, right? You know, you're worried about Corona, yeah. All right. New York is down to 0.1, okay? If you're still scared, I'm sure you drive to work and you could be hit 100 times by other cars. Let me see, how many cars did I pass coming here today? About 10,000? I'm still here. There is risk of being alive, to be alive. So if you're too scared to leave your damn house, stay there.
Right. I wouldn't pay him no attention.
And I'm not begging you to come out. If you're too scared to go to work as a teacher, stay home. And then you won't be paid either.
There you can throw a comment. The candidate doesn't agree with me. He sees a way to make it more safe. I honestly do. If I didn't get through those hot pencils and I'm not kind of cold,
I'm gonna stick it.
I would say I don't know, but I don't buy it.
And if you don't like what I said, it's 212-219-9695, 212-219-9695. And yes, I'm one of those sanitation workers you forgot about. You just know your trash got picked up. You had no idea who picked it up. Guess what? Somebody had to pick it up. So stick it in your
Watch your mouth. And your garbage can.
Stick it in here.
You know I don't agree with what he's talking
Yeah,
about.
neither do I. I'm tough as a nail.
I don't agree with what he's talking about.
I don't care. I'm tough.
No, you're not tough. You don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Stick it in here.
You ain't never worked in a school. I worked in a school. You bubble gumming.
Oh, yeah, it's too scared to talk to me. Then nobody.
No, I wish I was on that line.
All right, if you think you're essential workers and you got the kahunas, it's called the Spanish folks, the Mexican folks, or my Guatemalans, or Panamanians, or my TT and GT, if you got the kahunas to call me because you disagree. Don't think you'll come diss me and get away, but if you disagree, 212-219-9695. As I would say in the street, I'm a tough yard man. Tell me what that means. I'm a tough yard man. And that doesn't necessarily mean the farm. For those hanging out in Brooklyn know what a tough yard man is. So if you want to deal with issues and not tissues, it's 212-219-9695, 212-219-9695. Inside Culture Zone, let me touch this one from another senior singer, Miss Dionne Warwick. Do you know your way to San Jose? Actually, you could not know your way to Brooklyn or Queens.
Not too long
There are people in Brooklyn who said they've never been to Manhattan, believe it or not.
do it with.
Actually, I've never been to the corner store. They've been sheltered.
Salsa.
They live a sheltered life.
None other than the incredible Senora Celia Cruz.
Step up, Dion.
I know.
Do you know your way to Brooklyn?
Tell me, do you know the way to San Jose? I've been away so long.
Yeah, we come down hard.
I hate to go wrong and lose my way. Do you know the way to San Jose?
Huh?
You have a card?
Pen?
A card.
Pen, you all right? Pen?
No,
He
card.
can't even hear.
Oh,
He can't
card.
even hear. A
Well,
card.
Card, your card.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
I told my grandpa about you, and he's big on the radio. He likes
Okay,
AM
gotcha.
radio too.
Let's see what we got here. There you go. And pumping gas.
And there you are, without a friend. Pack your car and got away. Well, now you're lost. Oh, friends in San Jose. Do you know the way to San Jose? Tell me, do you know the way to San Jose?
I made your package. I made your package.
Pop it.
This for you.
Back it.
This is part of our mental framing. These things, right? Sociological, that's actually psychological terms.
Okay.
That's what I see as our design. How clear it to be. The top down of people service. We should be able to see that.
Good.
This is the old declaration. United. Capital. More than anything. They changed it. Why'd they do that? That's how Pinehouse's went. Why is no one making us more intelligent? That's everyone's
I
brain.
got it there.
And that's not a church from 1700s.
that.
What happened? We forgot about it?
Sure, they can't design like that.
And that's one of my global
They can't make nothing like that. They get lazy. Everything is straight up and down, square. They don't design.
However, when we see the
They
chemicals,
don't design, man.
we see the chemicals making us more dumb as people.
Oh yeah, dumb and dumber, yeah. That's right. Hope you know your way to the station. Around the world, it's culturezoneonline.com. Culturezone, CULTUREZONE. Online.com. Tell your friends we're here live and direct. New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and worldwide. And also to join us in the studios, 212-219-9695, 212-219-9695. Anywhere in the world is culturezoneonline.com, also WPAT930am.com. That's WPAT930am.com. We're just everywhere. So tell your friends we're here live and direct. 2 to 6 and then 9 to 10. All right, let me touch this one for the benefit of those looking for a job.
You're a licensed practical nurse looking for a safe working environment, competitive pay, and a great work-life balance? Greater New York Nursing is now hiring LPNs across the 5 boroughs of New York City and surrounding counties. We provide our LPNs with exceptional support, a family atmosphere, and unlimited overtime. For more information or to apply, call 212-NURSING. That's 212-687-7464. Or go to gnyservices.com. That's gnyservices.com.
That's right, gnyservices.com, gnyservices.com. And mention the Culture Zone show. Good afternoon, Mr. Hughes, Mr. Barnes. Here is 2 shows, brand new world premiere. Mr. Shoes.
I don't want her to be my part-time lover anymore. I want you to be my
no part-time lover anymore.
Be my full-time lover.
You want a full-time lover or part-time? Yeah, we got songs. Don't want her to be a part-time lover. Look at this way she hold me tight. Look at the way she at me. I don't want her to be a part-time lover anymore. I don't want her to be no part-time lover anymore. I want her to be my lover, be my full-time lover. I don't want her to be no part-time lover anymore. Part-time lover anymore. Want a lover in the morning, morning loving, lover in the evening, evening loving, lover in the nighttime, nighttime loving, sweet, sweet loving, juicy loving, love, love loving, sexy loving. I don't want her to be no part-time lover anymore. That's 2 shows, world premiere.
Her to be no part-time lover anymore.
Track called Part-Time Lover.
Be my lover, be my full-time lover. I don't want her to be no part-time lover anymore. Part-time lover anymore. Look at the way she look at me. Look at the way she hold me tight. Look at the way she wink her eyes. Look at the way she at me. I don't want her to be no part-time lover anymore. I don't want her to be no part-time lover anymore. I want her to be my lover, be my full-time lover. I don't want her to be no part-time lover anymore. Part-time lover anymore. Shabba-dobby-dobby-dobby, shabba-dobby-dobby-dobby-dobby-dobby-dobby. Shabba-dobby-dobby-dobby,
Thank you very much, Mr. Shoes. World premiere tune. Let me touch this one here. The Pointer Sisters says jump for love, man. Full time, part time, just jump. Don't break anything. It could be a part that you don't want to break. Welcome to Culture Zone. At 20, or should I say 3:05 in the PM, be prepared to hear issues and not issues from the candidate. In the studio, and since you're jumping in, don't forget Almadina. You want to get a nice fresh file for dinner tomorrow. 718-526-3333. Almadina, call right now. 718-526-3333. Get a well-dressed bird. 718-526-3333 and mention the Culture Zone Show. Almadina, 718-526-3333. We're right back right after this.
This is AM 930, WPAT Patterson.
Also pre-amp.
If you're living with diabetes and using insulin, you know the pain of pricking your fingers over and over again. By running a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce the pain of pricking your fingers.
You're gonna sing it dry.
Your blood sugar 4 or more times per day.
You're gonna sing it dry and live.
3 or more times per day. Or using an insulin pump. Call
got a
the
jump to it?
Diabetic Health
Sing it dry?
Hotline today and learn about the latest CGM technology. A
right.
CGM can immediately reduce pain. It's accurate.
I figured I might as well crush myself the rest of the way.
Better diabetes treatment
I'll crush
decisions.
myself the
And
rest
if
of the
you
way.
have
Hey.
Medicare, you can get
Let's
a
go
new
get food on the
CGM
stage.
at little or no out-of-pocket cost. Plus, get free shipping, and we'll build your insurance company for you. Call now to receive your new continuous glucose monitor at little or no out-of-pocket cost. 800-531-1550. 800-531-1550. 800-531-1550. That's 800-531-1550.
This is an important announcement for anyone who wants health insurance, even if you miss the deadline. That's right. Don't worry if you miss the deadline for open enrollment. Right now, you can get the health insurance you and your family need from top insurance providers, even if you have pre-existing conditions or no insurance at all. The Plus Benefits Health Insurance toll-free number has been extended to help anyone who wants health insurance coverage now, or anyone who just needs a better plan or a lower price. Did you miss the penalty deadline, have a baby, get married, or get dropped from your plan? Don't worry. Plans are available now, and in just minutes, we will help you find the right plan that's best for you and your budget. Call Plus Benefits Health Insurance now at 800-606-1841. The call is 100% free, and the help is real. You can finally get health insurance that's right for you. But hurry and get covered before it's too late. Call 800-606-1841 now to find the best plan at the lowest price. Call 800-606-1841. That's 800-606-1841. 800-606-1841.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Welcome to Culture Zone. yeah? To work on something. Hey. Hey, what's up, man? You. Don't be like teachers over here. Hey, don't be like teachers. You got 7 feet there.
Yeah, well,
7 feet.
Well, when you
and
work,
you got 6 across there. You got 7 more there.
Well, when you work in the school, then you can speak on it.
You're not in school now.
No, but I still know what's going down.
I ain't scared of you or the other teachers.
You don't work in the school.
I ain't scared of you or the teachers.
You'd be scared of me if I had a 357 and put it in your mouth.
That ain't working. You can't shoot, I know that. Inside Culture Zone, New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. Stick around for more. And the candidate is here to discuss those issues. So you can go online and log in, timetojoin.us, and you catch us live. Timetojoin.us.
Go to the Zoom information.
Zoom information. So check it out. Inside Culture Zone, New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. So tell your friends we're there. And we're also here, live inside WPAT. AM 930, where the AM stands for I must listen to radio. This one is sticking. Let's see. See if this one is, the new one doesn't work. Maybe the older one will work. Let's see.
Oh, he just made it, don't work?
Hmm?
He just made this nice spot?
Yes.
How funny.
Start sticking. Let me see what happens there.
Want
Everyone from last one worked.
me to tell him to make the other one?
We got another one here.
That's the same one I emailed?
The same one, yeah.
Okay.
No, we'll have to put it. No, that's not gonna work. Let me try. Hold on. Let me see if this one is work. Hold on. That's our number in the studio is 212-219-9695. Inside Culture Zone. Tell your friends we're here, live and direct. 212-219-9695. 212-219-9695. Start kicking. Let's see. That's the wrong one. Hold on. Okay, let's see what this. Okay, let me put this one back here. All right, let's see which one works. All right, let me go with this one here.
Want me to tell him to make another one?
I don't know if it'll kick. I guess live is always better.
Right.
Inside Culture Zone, live in the studio, no other than
Charles Richards Zarelli.
and we're covering New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, plus worldwide on culturezoneinline.com, or you can also check out timetojoin.us and catch us live in the studio. That's TIMETOJOIN.us and catch us live in the studio inside of the
Go to Zoom information.
All right, Zoom information. All right, so last week we were here to talk about issues and let everybody know what parties, not the two parties that they always think about. And sometimes when people have two things, it's one or the other, and then there's no room for the other side. So remind them again what party and where they can find you on the voters roll or the ballot when they go in to vote. So run down the information.
Thank you, George. I appreciate your time. I would just like to say hello, beautiful tri-state area, actually beautiful America, and anyone on the worldwide web who can also tune us in. What it takes to be in a position to do this, most people wouldn't think. My heart, my soul, my mind are into this, the things I've given up. Most politicians, I want to say, do this as a living. I've walked away from a 40-year career as a professional technician for 40 years, with political experience, and not per se in any particular office, but I think is very needed, and not to have favors and to be spoiled into that sinkhole we feel. How many of us are turned off to the word political? For this reason, I have had to evaluate and stand back. And for the last 2 years, 2.5 years, although I initiated something in 2016, I'm probably the first person who has made a video, which I never ever made a video before that in my life. I didn't want to be on film. I respected my spirit. But I've unleashed myself to share. And what I came forward is that we have a national, international emergency with all weather. As a technician, and in New York City specifically, we're not as lucky as the rest of the United States, who really wouldn't know if you don't have snow and cold. And so what I had to do is come up with a way that I made it a national, international emergency, making a public debriefing, talking about our weather specifically, and a design plan. And, I did this because I care. I did this because I demand my niece have a safe tomorrow, which includes all of us. And I'm not doing this as a politician, although I have no choice but to step into that arena. So if you'd like to say I'm political, you're more than welcome, but I'll deny it. Why? Because the Declaration of Independence guides everyone to say, stop the political bands which have connected us, and to sue among the powers of our earth. Out of my 14 licenses and 40 years of public service, and one of them is a very technical division of what's called being a licensed ham operator. I could build you an antenna out of your pen. What does that mean in the nickel? Gets you nowhere. However, someone like myself being in an office combining science and the word political, which would make it more human, I want to say that's what I think is really relative to the Declaration of Independence stands for. I had to realize, how can we take the Republicans and the Democrats and find a common denominator? And that's why the Declaration of Independence Party has been spawned. So for the born date of the Declaration of Independence Party was to join us, to show some care, throw some love at us, to beautify America. And we have a global essence that we affect the world. So I think it's very important, for us to be able to have no one who's spoiled to be a politician to do all these favors, and I refuse to lower, to go into that sinkhole. And with my heart, my mind, and my soul, I refuse that. So do you denounce that evil? And I want to say, if you favor money and power, yes, America has been made number one by these people who are such ultra money people. We can't deny that. Design has to accept everything. So, but we also have to see, how is it fair? We need racial equality. We need our earth, which is being treated the same way. It's being treated with a disrespect like it don't count. Where's our safe tomorrow for sure? And this is what I represent. There's not many people who will be able to be a master of forensics and physics who's running. And I think that's a benefit, and I want people to see that. It's, I believe, a benefit that the advantage that no politician has science and business under their belt, I hope that you all see, is what you must have. I hope that I can make that point, because when we don't have science married with business, it's all this political stuff. When we have trillions of dollars missing, when we have people slandering and slashing each other, it's not entertaining the energy. Energy never lies. When we see the science of how we're being disrespected in many different fashions, how we don't have the same story in our news, how can we speak to other people? All of our news stories are different sometimes, a lot of times, and we don't see any solitude for our earth in a guaranteed way. The Declaration of Independence speaks of all of this. And I wrote a book about this. And the Declaration, really, most people really don't put it together. But it is a book from birth to death, which I call it cycle, 460,000 years ago, which outdates all the Bibles. There was no word death. There was the word cycle. And it goes from a person of business to a government. And if our government were to be bound of this, it would be amazing. And honestly, the things that I've had to endure, honestly, as a professional technician, and you would not imagine, no other, so to speak, politician can deliver, someone who's a technician with 40 years of mastering forensics and physics. When we see the design, what is design? Because George had said to me, I don't really understand what you're talking about when you say design. And I got that. So what is design? Design to me is of God. Yes, Because look at all of our diversities. Who is showing us that we have to accept and respect our diversities? Who's considered political? No one. I don't really feel respect. I don't feel I think I'm beautiful from anything they're saying. And all I can say is we're learning how to suffer. And suffering is an element, part of life. And by the way, the Declaration of Independence mentions the degree of suffering. And I think, you know, that's relative too. But should we think that everyone who is not exactly like us is then not acceptable? And then we get outraged. This is what we're seeing by the kinesthetic, so to speak, value of what the value of words are that we end up seeing. And the IR and the RAS, which these are psychological terms of our mental framing. Once again, design considers everything. And I think we're beautiful. And I think, you know, being better neighbors and being more of a team player to make the willingness to support America, to stay number one, and to openly understand where we're going with all these things. Now, I just want to say this too, with all due respect to George, I don't agree with what he said. I gotta be honest. And I love him as a person, man. We're both smiling.
It depends on what you're talking about.
Well, when you talk about teachers,
Yeah.
when someone has 14 licenses,
Yeah.
and the stuff that I've learned it all from teachers.
Okay.
Honestly, and when I say this, my hand to God when I say this, I believe in 90 to 120 days. If I was your commander in chief.
I said the unions.
Okay, all right.
Unions,
it is,
man.
that's all right.
The unions that's running the teaching.
In 90 to 120 days, this pandemic will be over, number one. Before then, I would have ways to implement, because when people are professional, I've been in contaminated environments, and you have to be articulate to every molecule that you're in front of. The attention span it takes to be in those environments are what I believe someone like myself would have a solitude of bringing us back from this pandemic. And most people are starting to realize, when are we going to come back? I don't really believe in the way we are right now. We're going to have a natural life again in the way what we thought before. That to me is not acceptable. I refuse to accept this. That's why I've given up my life. I've had emails deleted from me, my house broken into. They took a document and put it in one of the apartments. I have a bed there. They put it in the bed. I didn't stay there for a while. The next time I slept in the bed, I said, who put this document in? It's obvious when they broke the door and the lock. Guess what? The police department refused to take a report. The Internal Affairs Division refused to hear me one step further, and the CCRB denied and denounced it as well. So I feel like, what am I being treated like? I don't have to be a black person to see that I'm totally disrespected. I feel crushed, and it makes me feel like I don't want this to any person. I don't want it to be, if you're black, you feel that any bit, you feel you're less than worth everything that anyone else could be. Honestly, when I see 10,000 years ago, black people were mastering the American soil before Columbus put his foot on our soil. Do we take the credit away from him? No. If you want to say documented it, I'm Italian too, pardon me. I don't want to deny that. However, to me, I see black as very intelligent. And when do we say this to people to say, when can we start acting?
Well, there's a book called They Came Before Columbus. And for some people, they think everything started with Columbus. But there were
correct.
There were sailors that were sailing around the world doing goods shipping before Columbus even left London.
And guess who was 12,000 years ago, who were most people controlling our earth? Guess what? Were pharaohs. Most people who were pharaohs were women. When I see any woman handle her children and have respect, and when they put their foot down, they are so commanding. I grew up with 7 women. You do the wrong thing, they're going to slap you across the room. And you're gonna have to say thank you.
Well, the system is telling you may not slap your own child.
Well, you know, I say that, but when we were younger,
even when they're rotten.
When we were younger, we had old school mentality. People put us in our place, and guess what? You had a life that you dealt with. You're put in the corner. I learned respect.
Listen, it's so bad now. They're telling you that you're not even allowed to put male and female, a male bathroom and a female bathroom. That's how sick society has gotten. So. It's gone upside down. You cannot put male and female in a bathroom anymore, especially in New York City.
Oh, the words. I didn't know that.
It's considered almost a crime. Thank you to Blasio and his cousins.
So,
he's just a sick.
In short, I see not only in 90 to 120 days I've had this pandemic done. You believed in me. You can put money on that. I would want to have, now, first off, I'd like to say right now, I'd like to reach out all the people who are major sports people, all big people who have money that can support to put me there. I will openly say every penny I receive. I will show you how I use it. I am an open book. You know, I think it was somebody who quoted, when in a time of universal deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. And that is so true. And that is what I've learned, to expose myself, my taxes, everything that I've done, everything I've done. If you want to talk about how I was growing up, and, you know, I was a troublemaker when I was a little kid, but guess what? I learned, and I was very experimentative, which is why I've zoomed into, I'm glad that I had love around me. My parents never dissed each other. You know, I went for a lot of licenses. I'm a very educated person in that way. And guess what? I'm not a good speller. Well, let me break me down for you. But there's no proof that if you can't spell it doesn't mean you're not intelligent. And some of the people like Niels Bohr, Einstein,
Well,
Nikola
Einstein was a school dropout, right?
You know what? I don't look at
No,
Billy Joel. Billy Joel was
Einstein a school dropout?
Was he? I think he was. And Billy Joel, guess what? He didn't graduate either. These are only, I think, what we put into a society to put pressure on us. But that's not the truth. The Declaration wouldn't care about that, and it's about equality. When we have what Martin Luther King spoke about, that he spoke of the life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, and safety and happiness. Anyone understands to how I see it. I don't look at a color as we are, except that we're all the same. And we have to make business, and we have to agree to support America. That, to me, I believe, is what supports America to be number one and doesn't drop our guard to hurt national security. There's a lot of people out there who are considered, you know, like myself. I don't believe myself, really. I believe I'm cutting that cusp. But natural people, when I've learned to get someone to stop insulin, 2 people, and I can't say how, but what do? Release all the natural cures that would destroy our medical industry and 25 million jobs in the pharmacies? We can't do that just like a snap either. That would hurt our country. It would hurt our stature. I don't think any one of you would want to be in a country that's less than number one. We take so much pride in America being number one. But what I do see is design. And I see design is of God. There's no doubt about it. And good design would not only allow us to have respect for each other, but it would disallow having any disrespect. You know, our climate now is being something that is being downplayed. I said it in 2016. I called it an emergency. When are we going to handle the things that are critical for us to have the respect and to feel good that we can relax? I think the one things that we could talk about is, when do we have anyone showing us of our sufferings? And we have sufferings that no one's really saying, hey, we suffer as people. The Declaration mentions it twice. You know, this is something that we're not being shown in the very values of what it is from our primalness. You know, we're not facing that guys are just very sexual in a natural way. Maybe not everyone, but we have these feelings. When do we talk about this? How many guys sometimes will whistle out windows at women? That bothers me. Respect women. Don't do that. I had people in my car. I yelled at them. I said, I'll tell you what, I'm going to pull over. You go talk to that woman right now if you want to have respect. And you say, hi, I really like you. I think you're beautiful. Can I ask for your name and number? That's the right way to do it. You know, but we've gotten so sensitive. We're so politicized.
Well, they call it harassment. So,
right.
It may
some
sound
girls
good.
will tell you, right.
It may sound good to you, right?
And you know what I learned? Some of the women I've had were so beautiful, they had to have tint on their windows because so many guys would come onto them. And that to me bothers me, because it shows us what? Us guys are not showing other guys how to have respect. We're not showing us. How many guys I know are single because no one's showing them that formation. So I'm reaching out to the very people who can help me make the difference. People like Kenny Smith, who came forward, walked off of a sports event, and he's a newscaster, very professional guy. Amy Goodman, I reached out to her several times. No one's gotten back to me. Linda Perry, she's not gotten back. Any professional people, Jane Fonda, Daniel Doctoroff, all these people, you know, any person who cares about, any person who cares to affirmatively have not just our climate, but racial equality, respect, and keep America number one. I'm not going to step in and you think I'm easy and then not putting sanctions with our businesses to have respect while we're showing each other how to respect each other. America has always been number one. We have very intelligent money people. We need to include them. I'm going to be honest about everything. Why? Because these people have so much trillions of dollars. What do? Fight each other and end up in court forever? Our climate is ticking. And I want to say it here and now. Our climate is an emergency now. I said it in 2016. Ice is melting. About 3 weeks ago, we had a sheet the size of Manhattan fall off. Last year, we had a piece the size of Texas. This is not stopping. And you're in New York City. We know our ice is not resonantly. Why? Because when we get cold, it goes away. It doesn't stay cold. What does that mean? It's like unplugging your refrigerator if you're trying to make cubes. It doesn't make the cubes go deep. Well, guess what? I'm not saying this because I'm causing drama. No way. I'm a professional technician. Honestly, with my hand to God when I say this. I have a 97+% success triumph rate with what it is that I've tackled. So when I tell you I'm going to get people back in a sports arena, when I tell you I'm going to protect our teachers, you can put your life on it. And you know what? Make me as commander-in-chief. No one is going to tell me I am not going to help. No one is going to. I believe this. Do you know whether we have a pandemic or we have war, the rich people make more money no matter what? Did you know that? It's true. And, you know, when we see these money people taking the opportunity only to do what they naturally do we blame them because that's what they do? And honestly, if you're stuck on it, it's like a habit of someone who gets in a habit of trying to lose weight they can't. And 2 years later, more people gain more weight than they tried to lose. People trying to smoke cigarettes and you can't. Habits are who we are. Let's talk about us primal as human beings and the respect. So I'm not here as a politician. I'm here to be a politician, to step into that because I have no choice, to respect you and to show you decency, to look out for our senior citizens. And I made a little list here, and these are just some of the things. Fires now are in California. We now have, 90 fires that were happening all in the same day. We had an orange sky in California. Is this acceptable to you? Guess what? Honestly, I will stop it. Don't second guess me, please. You don't know what I've accomplished, the things I've invented, the things I've done. And I stand my walk to my talk and my talk to my walk. We have homeless. It's only getting excessive. You know, we are causing more sufferings and no one is putting a gauge on a scale from 1 to 10. Imagine we can gauge this and talk about how to remedy it. And no matter what, make sure that America stays number one. Include the rich people because guess why? Then there'll be savory to take gasoline out of the market. We don't need it. Some of the technicians and stuff and the people I've dealt with, and I can't talk about the technology, but it is definitely in a way top secret. We have, when I was younger, invented radio stations that never existed on the radio operations, and part of what I've done since I've been a young kid, and that's why I got a ham license. KB2, QDE is my call sign. I've given it up. But when we see racial disasters, not respecting, you know, have good things happen, and we don't see businesses being taken care of where it's going to go back to where it was, and we're letting this pandemic with no definitive ability to form a respect of getting back to where we need to be.
All right, the number in the studio is 212-219-9695, 212-219-9695. To join the conversation, if you got issues that you want the candidate to deal with, 212-212-219.
What's on your mind?
212-219-9695, 212-219-9695. Inside Culture Zone, 212-219-9695.
Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. You preacher man, don't tell me heaven is under. You are dumpy and you don't know what life is really worth. It's not all that glitter is gold.
You know Duffy?
And half the
Duffy's a ghost.
has never been told.
So you're a Duffy.
So now we see the light. We gonna stand up for our rights.
What happened? It's English. It's English.
Duffy,
Redesign.
I don't know what Duffy means. I'm American, so it ain't.
Well, that's why you gotta learn one language.
I speak the number one language.
What?
I speak the number one language.
What?
English. Clean your ears out.
What?
Clean your ears out.
Yeah. You know Chinese, yeah.
I told you, when you have a great sexuality, you can't hear. What?
Well, if I'm upside his head, I bet you hear.
You know Chinese, no choke on my chin, yeah. No, that's what you say, yeah. No comprendo.
Yeah, I got you no comprendo.
The guy knows, he knows everything, he knows English backwards. He look at you straight face. No comprendo.
And then the guy says you got a $50 fine. And then he said, oh, what?
No, you don't say that, huh?
Yeah, yes, they do. I've seen it already.
They go to court. They're saying that, no, son,
no. The guy said,
no speak in English. No speak in English.
You got 100 days in jail. I bet you understood then.
No, he got lawyer talk for.
No, the lawyer, you know what the lawyer told him? He said, you better understand, I'm telling you, you're going to jail for 100 days and a $50 fine.
Oh, yeah?
Because, yeah, he acted like he didn't understand the judge. You know?
That is flying.
Yeah, see, this is true. This is a true story.
And now we see the light. We gonna stand up for all right. Come on, get up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Come on, brothers, get up, stand up. I said, don't give up the fight. Don't let them push you. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right.
That's right. The number in the studio is 212-219-9695, 212-219-9695. Don't forget election for president. The time is rolling along, and it's in the studio. You want to discuss issues? 212-219-9695, 212-219-9695. If you're with those other parties and you're stuck with the other parties and you don't bother to ask about the issues, where the trillions of dollars should go, how much is in the reserve, how much is countries in debt, why they can't do other things and some things. These are questions that you should ask any candidate. You know, how much money is in the reserve, what the country can afford. You know, it was printed a few $1 trillion for Corona bailout, right? Where did that money come from? Did it make the country more broke, or just print paper? You know, just paper they printed so they could utilize it here only. All right, so those are questions. And do you think the country needs a balanced budget? Questions too. Do you think you want to answer those questions? 212-219-9695 and other questions. What will the candidate do when they get to office? 212-219-9695, 212-219-9695. What will make this candidate different than other candidates? 212-219-9695. And what would it take to get people out of thinking that Corona will actually, as a candidate or president-elect, do he think that the country needs to shut down totally in order to save it with 360 or 70 million people? That's some of the answers we need to find out. You hear people talk about, we'll shut the whole place down. Can you shut down a country of 360 million and not have total chaos, or people jumping off the 9th or 10th floor or 100th floor? Or let's say if you jump off the basement, you can't get hurt, but, you know. But so question number one for people like, you know, these questions have not been asked fully, or they have not been debated fully. Let's talk about people that talk about they want to shut down the whole country. How much of that is possible?
Very possible.
In a country with over 360 million people, and for how long could you shut down a country that big?
This is part of, if you say that I'm not political, and I'll say that I wasn't, but we did something. We had a school shut down.
Yeah, I'm saying the whole country, the whole United States.
I was in Staten Island, advance for it. When the teachers were complaining, they were being harassed and ripped off, and desks and chairs were being thrown, and the principal was doing nothing. So we got together One of my partners at the time wanted to do a press conference. I said, look, a Muslim girl had her religious attire ripped off her head after one of our friends got ripped off by 12-year-olds at knife point. I said, okay, that's it. There's a second thing. We can see a history now. We've heard things from the teacher. I'm seeing a design problem here.
All right,
let's call it. Now, this
the
is
whole
what
country.
happened. So this is what happened, right?
Country, yeah.
Well, in theory, what they did was on paper, they shut down the school on paper, never closed the doors, which means America wouldn't stop. But we re-orchestrate on paper. See the design, and we orchestrate it that way. So this way, no one has to stop. But behind the scenes, it would give people new choices. We would use a national security, how we tell Assange and WikiLeaks said it. We listen to so many different things. We could use this to orchestrate jobs to people.
All right,
Let's
I'm just saying,
doing.
How do you shut down? I mean, you would shut down all the airports.
We wouldn't shut it. Well, I want to say nothing should stop.
All right. So,
nothing should stop. However, on paper, it would be, let's say, a different group of people. The right master team would get together, and we would calculate on spreadsheets exactly what's happening at the same exact time. With our technology today, we could easily do it.
All right.
And reorchestrate financially how to reorchestrate and give people new opportunities, new jobs,
all right, I know,
and
like,
create a new America.
All right. So we're talking to the guy in the street who don't understand. He says, all right, you got a pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
You're the president of the United States. How do you go about shutting down a country with 370 million people? Just shut it down cold. Airports, everything except, I guess, what they call it, essential services.
Essential? Yeah, okay.
But how do you shut down a whole country of 300 and how many 50
Very simple.
2 states?
You wouldn't.
For how long?
I wouldn't, unless.
So why would some politicians suggest that?
Unless it's disease oriented, that's different. But now we're getting out of it. Now, how we would shut it down, we wouldn't, as far as anyone stopping their normal behavior. However, on paper, we could reorchestrate it. So technically, it would shut down and we'd reorchestrate, which is exactly what was done for IS-49.
No, I'm saying for the man in the streets.
I would tell them we can't shut down. We wouldn't shut down
at the height of the election season. You get this thrown out from time to time.
Yeah.
This politician say, "I'll shut everything down."
Well,
because he's trying to play tough guy.
honestly, what I see right now is our election should be postponed. Honestly, that's what I feel. Why?
Till when?
Well, we would have to have people. I would want to have people. This is one thing I'd like to do. Have a designated place online where people, every person comes and votes. You know, how long do you feel? What do you feel? Take an average from that.
That's if that's possible. Now,
it is possible.
I'm saying.
Guess what? Don't we have digital stuff where every home has a computer?
Well, last week,
or even people on a phone.
Last week you said that for the senior citizens, that's not, up to date with the digital.
Right. Some people don't want to do digital, so
you'll be leaving out.
No. Good try. Thank you. What we would do is have those phones, which are digital anyway. All systems are digital. Their phones would automatically be converted without them knowing to it is into the digital bank of information, and it would poll immediately. Press 1 if you want this. Press 2 if you want this. Press 3 if you want this. Which means, do you want to shut down for a month, 2 months, 3 months, 5 months? What do you think? Here's what I think. With 27 states having voter suppression, to me, that's a slap in our democracy.
What for those who don't understand, what is
with a constitution that stopped children and women to not be able to vote and be part of our system? That's a smack on democracy. So let's stop hiding the energy.
All right. Now, what is voter suppression, and where is it being done now?
Well, 27 states have adopted it, and voter suppression. I'll give you an example.
What does it do? What does it say?
I'll give you an example. I was a direct cause to be voter suppression in my face. So I went to go vote, and it was the sub-primaries. So it wasn't, it was not a presidential, but people who are running for Congress and other things. And I was told, because I'm a working parties at that point, and I had no way to classify the Declaration of Independence Party, but I was told I can't vote. I said, excuse me, I recorded the whole conversation. I don't care if they said I could or couldn't. I'm not using it in a court of law. I wanted to have it documented. To me, I feel you should be able to vote for anyone, anytime you want, because it doesn't make any difference because a designation stops us. It should be you're an American. What do you want? Why should people be held back from being able to say what they feel is an input that they're paying taxes and services? How many senior citizens have made our country, the armed force service people, who've given us our freedom?
For those that's going to vote in
November. We're restricting these people now.
For those going to vote in November, that's a registered voter.
Yeah.
Republican, Democrat, right to life, whatever party, liberty. What are the rules for voters that's going to vote in New York State as of today?
Well, I don't know all the rules. I don't want to tell you that I know everything to a detail. However, what the basic rules are is if you're stuck in your one party, unless you advance one of them, you can't vote almost into the other party unless you have a fair warning for that. This is what I encountered myself. That to me should be illegal. If I say something to you now, you should be able to immediately go to the voting poll and make that change. It's not that way. And I want to say,
all right. So if a person is a registered Democrat or registered Republican, and they go inside the booth and they look up your name,
yes,
can they vote? Hold on. Can they vote for you? Education.
Whether they see my name or not, they can use the write-in box. A lot of stuff have adopted what's called a write-in. You check that box and you write my name, Charles Richard Zarelli.
All right. Now,
so which means even if you don't see my name, which means with voter suppression, with restrictions, with honestly, my hand to God, I've had my emails sent out, and they all, I don't know how this happens. This is why I need laws to protect us. My emails have been altered. So now, what about the voting stuff?
All right, so
it's not secured anymore.
For most voting box, you go into the voting booth. Actually, you go to the station. What districts you're voting in? District 23, 33, 36. Yeah. You go through that line. You sign off your name. You see your name. You recognize it. Sign off. And
or if you don't see it, you can write it in.
All right, they're looking for you now. When they send you to the voting table,
yes,
and they have a little plastic, what do they call it now, for vision?
Tabulation. Oh, your magnifying glass.
Magnifying glass.
Yeah.
Now, when they look up the sheet,
yes,
and they don't see your name up there,
yes,
where do they put your name on that crazy sheet?
There's a box called write-in. You check that box and you write my name next to it.
All right. So
if you're not sure, you can ask one of the.
All right. So let's go to the districts, right?
Yep.
You get up to the table. They want to vote for you. They're a Democrat.
Yes.
But they want to vote in your line.
Yes.
What do they do when they go to your district? Sign in.
Whoever you are, whatever you're doing, if you feel you're tired, you want to do the write-in box, whether I am or not there, and write my name next to that box. That's what you'd want to do.
All right. Now, all right. We want to make sure the vote counts. So
yes.
We're doing a very complex and in some case rigged system. You walk in the voting election day.
I'd like to change that, by the way.
All right. You walk in election day, you sign, you got District 20, those in Queens, 28, 29, 32, whatever, or in Brooklyn. You check off your box, those Democratic. You go down the line, you check it out. Now here's a candidate that's running in a green party, blue party, red party. When you get to that sheet, whether you vote for judges or whatever, there should be a list of everybody running.
Correct.
Democrat, Republican, right to life, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Whole long sheet.
Now,
at what point?
Yeah.
At what point would your name appear on those sheets?
In any state that I've had the ability to get on the voter roster is where you will. My team knows that more than I do, but in a lot of states, let's face it, because stepping out of the gate late, which I know it's a stretch. I know what I'm asking people, but if we have a tumor, what do? Keep putting it off? Our system is hurt. We need design, we need science to marry, we need a stability for tomorrow for our earth and people. You don't ever put off when you have to do something for your body. And our America is our body.
People want to make sure they don't put some points on the board. So
yeah,
they want to make
very
sure
simply,
come November,
right?
How to get the points on the board.
Right. Well, what happens is this. When people just use the check-in box and they write that, I will automatically be tabulated with how many votes, period, within the system, because I've been put as a write-in. Every person with a state. In New York City,
New York City,
I believe New Jersey is, and Connecticut, or tri-state area.
And did they put your name in print?
Yes, correct. They would write Charles, C-H-A-R-L-E-S,
Richard,
and then Zarelli.
That's gone to management, is there?
I-L-L-I. You can also go to time to join our site and get the correct spelling of my name.
No, they have that in the sheet, on the sheet?
If they don't. So you can see it or you don't. You still have the option to use the write-in box because that doesn't stop you. You can still vote. So you can vote for your sister.
So when you go to the district, you can ask the person at the desk for the write-in box.
No, it's already on the sheet.
It's on that.
Every sheet where it's adopted is already incorporated on your sheet. So even though you might say Republican, you see a Democrat, guess what? There's a box below it says write-in.
Yeah.
That's where you check that
box.
So
for those who first time voted and have no idea
Thank you.
how the system is complex, those that's going to vote Republican, Democrat, right to life, whatever party, first thing they do when they come off that line,
Yes.
their district line, and they go to vote for the candidate, what they do, A to Z.
Well, yes.
That's how
they
make sure
find
people
out
get
what
confused. They're already confused enough.
Right. I know. See, this should be a lot
So we're
simpler.
trying to make sure that they're not confused when they go to vote.
Yeah.
Also, for those that are Democrat and they may want to vote on the other side, they may vote Republican. That's a choice. There are only 2 candidates, supposedly. We know there are probably about 8 or 9 or 10 that's running for president.
Right.
You could literally, you don't have to stop at Biden or the president, or you could go down the list and check off any box you want.
That's right.
So if you're disgusted of the top 2, you got at least 8 or 9 under there. So I just want to educate the voters.
Yeah.
You don't always have to rubber stamp.
No.
You know, they say the best of 2 evils or whatever.
Right. And that shouldn't be that way.
So for our listeners, those who are confused about what to do.
Well, we're looking to adopt poll ranking now.
You got judges, you vote for judges, you got state senators, you got some that's not contested. You got a whole lot of things in that box. And be smart about it.
If you
don't
feel, put my name in writing for everything.
If you don't feel those 2 parties, if you don't feel those
some people are.
If you don't feel those 2 parties serve you, then check another box.
Right.
Plain and simple.
Right. Are they looking out for our children first and a safe tomorrow? The one thing I could say I represent, which would fall in line, is to have 50 to 100 years safe ahead of us and be evident to every living person. And it wouldn't be just the United States, because America is 52 to 58% of the world's net worth of business daily, which means we affect the world. We affect global interaction. So it would affect around the globe. And anyone not believe that we can just change this and it could be some politician, no. We have to learn what it is in life to join, accept some of our suffering, desensitize ourselves to be a little bit tough, to understand. Sometimes you have to make a sacrifice. Some people are like, well, you run so late, you're going to take away votes. No. I see a tumor that's growing, and it has to be stopped now at all costs, because the sooner we acknowledge it, the sooner it gets put to safety. I want our children to be safe for tomorrow without even a question. And when a baby is born with 240 contaminants or toxins from the mother's umbilical cord, is that acceptable to you? I'm outraged. And this is why I've given up so many things in my life. I've not fished in 7 years. I found out something's happened with the fish. I've given up my businesses. I haven't gone out in the last 2.5 years between writing my book and designing, listening to every politician. And I'm saying to myself, where's the common denominator? Where's the common denominator? Guess what it is? The Declaration of Independence Party was made to join the balances that they can best of what they both do.
The number in the studio is 212-219-9695, 212-219-9695. Tell your friends we're here. Any kind of questions related to issues. I know some of you are locked in to one party or the other. If you want to get out of your locked state, 212-219-9695. Let's touch this one for the farmers, Brooke Benton.
Let me tell you a story about a little weed. Some of you may not know.
Number again is 212-219-9695.
Insects. And he's found mostly where cotton grows. But now, where they come from, nobody really knows. But this is the way the story goes. Farmer said to the whole week,
People are already confused.
said,
They walk in there, they see Democrat, Republican. Then they walk to the next board. And they see about 20 names on there.
What do you do?
Now you got a whole line behind them. Like, what do I do now? Okay,
When I was in Illinois, I couldn't vote. I'm like, this is the way our system
So I'm saying, the reason why, like I said, I'm on you because I know how crazy it is. You got 50 people behind you.
Right.
You walk in there, you look at the sheet.
Right.
What the hell? Then you get a little plastic thing now. You can barely see the names. Like they don't really want you in there.
Right.
And you take that little plastic lens and you're like, where the judge, where the senators?
Right.
I never had that problem. I know what you're talking about.
I'm
I
saying
know what
to
he
you,
means. I know
that new system that
I've
got,
been there. I've been in the
you see the new plastic
Yes,
and they
yes,
get
I
rid
bought every 2 years. I ain't had no problem with
I'm
it.
saying, but for those who walk in there looking for another candidate, Green party, red party, then you look for the other parties and they say, microscopic. Because really, they don't really want you to find it based on how they write it. It's there. Listen, but they can't see. They don't give a damn.
Think about
It's
it.
a nice bold letters where you can see it. Say, no, once you get past the parties, the further down the sheet you get, the smaller the names are.
Right. I mean, we have voter suppression in 27 states. If you wanted to control the voting, how many rabbits out of a hat do you need to pull out? It never stops.
You know? So like I say, you're up against the system and you want to, you want people to understand what goes
When I
on.
saw a guy and he pulled a rabbit out of his ass, I said, wow, you're a politician, aren't you? He said, how'd you know?
Okay, well, oh man, it's a tough game out there.
Shirley, I can take my glasses off and I can see everything.
That's right, Inside Culture Zone for the farmers, the plumbers, the people that want choices when they go to vote. And like I said, it's more than two parties running for those who are, for the first time Mr. Zarelli came here. Let's see, we're taking smart students first. You on the air, hello? Yes, you're on the air. Where are you calling from? Queens, all right, you have a question. Yeah, you're on live. You want to take a break? You don't want to be in the air? Okay. All right, you're on the air. You're driving around, right? All right, you may have to pull to the side a little bit. Go ahead with your questions.
I don't hear it.
Yeah, go ahead. You pulled over, right? You pulled over on the side? Okay, all right, go ahead.
The headset. He's got it.
There's a founding document. So, the preamble to the Declaration of Independence says, we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, and that all men are created equal by their Creator, and they are endowed by certain unalienable rights, and they are endowed with life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Yeah.
So that statement by itself, the preamble to the Constitution, to the Declaration of Independence, is very, very strong.
Yeah.
And it's stated there by in there. We hold this truth with the Creator, and man has been granted certain unalienable rights, and that among them are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So, is there error in that statement or anything to that effect?
No, really what we're hearing is an equality to design by our creators. And what it also says is, I want to open people's minds a little bit. Please heart awake, please be open when I say this, because this is not to go hurt anyone. This is to change your vote, to stop voter suppression. Let's stop toxins that are coming into women's bodies, going into our children. And what it says is, quote, but when a long train of abuses and usurpations pursuing invariably the same object evinciously designed to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such governments and provide new guards for their future security. Now, this statement I just said backs up the statement you just said. Why? Because when we see homeless, housing is not right, money constantly missing, our earth is being treated, fires are over the place, we don't have a plan pre of a pandemic nor for pre 9/11. What's next? So I don't really see. Well, it's quoted from the Declaration of Independence. Let's be clear. It's quoted from the Declaration of Independence. So it was 56 people who adopted that. Thomas Jefferson might have been a key writer. However, when the drafted it, he wasn't even an American person either. So what is it? We accept immigration. Well, when we look at the sufferings, 27 items that mention variable sufferings, it seems like the guy on the top right now, the big P there, I'm not even going to say his name, he's breaking over 60% of those things. So how do we take this? So guess what? But when a long train of abuses. So we can see this is exactly what they knew when big money has the ability to not respect life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. Like Martin Luther said, you know, it's now time to form new governments, and all of you must evaluate the energy, no one's words. What are we talking about? If we talk about design, then we can compare apples to apples because we're considering everything. And I'm not a person who is not a person of my word. You can put your life on what I say. A lot of people say, well, you're going to go there and change my butt. I'm happy. I've had extremely hot girlfriends. I'm a real estate entrepreneur. I'm part of a theater in Staten Island. I've accomplished a lot. If I went tomorrow, I'm happy. I don't need anyone else's money. However, I'm not doing well on the other side, to be honest with you, watching the economies go down, pandemic, you're not collecting rents on the other side. We're not facilitated to look out for our pursuit of happiness. And this is what the problem is everyone needs to kind of wake up a little bit and say, well, how do we change that? Do we keep on putting people who are political, who already know the system? You think people have to have experience to go in? Then you don't see any change. Here's a fact which I see. Correct. Oh, no. What I say is he doesn't know design and he is using raw energy. So what his energy stands for, when a president has been truth checked to lie over 20,000 times, to me, he's not appreciating the respective energy. Well, go on to truthfinder.com, truthfactcheck.com. You could see it yourself. This is not just because I'm saying it. And when I hear a gentleman do executive orders and it's opposite of what he says, now I see two faces. How do I take that? To me, it's wrong energy. As a professional loving customer service, I'll go and evaluate. I'm sorry?
Yeah, could you repeat? Hold on, caller. Repeat that.
Repeat that again. Yes. Yes. Sure. Let me ask you this question. Who said so? And have you taken their word? Because I don't believe them. You know what? Here's what I see. With myself being articulate and having a professional results 97% of the time, you can put your life on what I say because what I mean is going to happen. Not for them. So I'm a little bit different. I'm not looking myself. So now let me go back. Let me go back because you mentioned something. I want to negate your question because I want to answer what you said. So when you're mentioning the Federal Reserve, let's talk about this, and then also private corporations. Let's talk about both sides of that coin because let me answer this question first. Do you like America to be number one, that we all came here, or do you want us to be less than that where we lose our abilities globally? Do you like being the number one in America? No, wait a second. Answer my question. No, one step at a time. You're answering, you're saying several things, so let's stay focused.
Yeah.
Let's stay
focused. Hold on, caller. It's
let's stay focused. So
right.
You're kind of interceded with the Federal Reserve. Am I on? I don't hear myself.
Yeah, you're on live. Go ahead.
All right. So what happens is the Federal Reserve and corporations have allowed us to make so much money that they've made billions of jobs because it spans throughout the globe. Yes, our steel industry, which I demand must come back to American soil. Jobs are the most important thing. The truth of our statistics are what we need to see. So it's for people, not digital equipment and jobs, and you walk through and it's a machine doing your work for you. Only when we know all the jobs and the real numbers support that will I support that. But when it comes to the Federal Reserve, you have to understand there are several levels of security. I don't approve in the way that it is now, but I have to appreciate it. Why? Because it formed a design to protect America not to be infiltrated by other nations and not to be affected when there's catastrophic problems.
All right, hold on, caller. Can you hold a second with commercial break? We're right back.
We'll come back.
Stand by. Inside Culture Zone, New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut, inside WPAT. AM 930, the AM stands for a must listen to radio. We'll be right back with the caller right after this. Inside WPAT.
Attitude. There's a saying we have in the Caribbean. We are stronger united. And that's why I work.
He's got good questions, but he's rolling through other ones.
Yeah,
that's all right. That's all right. That's why I wrote it down. I don't want to forget. That's a question I want to answer your question.
Federal funding flows to our neighborhoods.
I'm not a politician to say, well, you know, the auto.
Well, once you said you weren't for president, whether you like it or not, they're gonna put you out politics. Regardless, whether you like it or not.
A lot of
What you say I'm running? Yep, that's it.
But a lot of politicians will answer you another question to avoid your answer.
A non-attorney spokesperson.
I don't really want to do that.
Once you say you're running, they don't give a hoot.
Right.
You're a politician. You got no chance
California jury
in Hell's Gate or
Monsanto's
heaven.
weed killer caused a ground
You say you're running?
cancer and issued a verdict for
He is a
$78
politician.
million. More evidence found that Monsanto, the manufacturer of Roundup, may have known that Roundup and other weed killers were likely linked to organ damage and cancer. This information was hidden by the public as proprietary trade secrets since 1981. And Monsanto may have failed to accurately identify the potential risk of cancer. If you are diagnosed with cancer after being exposed to
You
Roundup,
could be out selling donuts on the
you
corner.
may be entitled
Once you
to
decide to
significant
step out and selling
compensation.
donuts, whatever they throw at you, you're it.
You'll pay nothing unless
It doesn't
there's a
matter.
recovery or
Your
failure.
donuts got too much sugar.
Don't
All right, take them back.
Call
Your donuts is too damn sweet. Take it back. Your donuts got too much jelly. Take it back. Once you're in the public, that's it. From I say you're on the air, they're gonna be judging from the time I'm on to the time I get off. They don't give a rat's behind.
Are you tired of
Get behind the mic.
TV
You're
rates?
it. You're
Sign up
target
for Dish
number
today
one.
and get a $500
As soon as you open the damn mic,
bonus
you're it.
offer.
It's like this, everybody got an opinion, it's like your hind part.
Listen, you can hide behind your mask all you want, but once you take it off, here comes the dust bowl. Believe it or not. Take your mask off. Get the ball. Take your mask.
Everybody got a hind part.
Here comes the dust bowl. Let's take the mask off.
Authors require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
There's a saying we have in the Caribbean. We are stronger united. And that's why I work as a census taker. We have our masks now ready to make sure everyone is safely counted. Completing the 2020 census will impact our federal funding flows to our neighborhoods for schools, housing, and health clinics. And don't
Once you jump out and say I'm running,
and confidential.
if they don't have a gun aiming at you, they're gonna have their microphones aimed at you.
Start here at
Or the 110 newspapers.
by
You're the
US
number one
Census
target.
Bureau.
Or they say don't get out there. Don't even think of running. Or stay behind your mask. Stay behind your mask. Don't get out from under it. Stay
You're
behind your mask.
ludicrous, you know that?
Yeah, stay behind your mask.
You're ludicrous.
Whatever. He's a big singer too. Ludicrous.
No, I'm talking about you. You're ludicrous.
Caller. Okay, he went up for hiking. He went for hiking, the guy. Your Inside Culture Zone, the number is 212-219-9695, 212-219-9695. Can't cross the border. Don't tell the Mexicans that they jump over the border. Can't cross the border. Ah, really? How tall is that wall? Okay, 100 feet. One guy can't make it. I'm jumping over. You can't cross the border.
Because we have them under order. Oh, that I just say so culture. Oh, yes.
Sugar man.
All right. Love song, they say they want me conquer. Them ask the question, we have the answer.
Yep.
Bring up a dog.
They have to ask the questions, we gotta answer.
Someone let them and them bounce and turn over. Oh, that. Can't cross the border. No way. We can't cross the border. We say we have to mother order.
All right, so you got a full half hour to match it up. You got a full half an hour to lay it on the line. You got a full half an hour to
We
bring
have
it.
the mother order.
We get a few of those guys.
I actually,
Yeah.
what I did was I made a recording from a guy.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he's a pastor or somebody, but he didn't mention the word religion.
Yeah.
But he spoke of suffering and how we don't know how to accept it.
Suffering?
And then because think about this. Do you know what the definition of patience are?
Patience?
Yeah.
So stand by and observe things before you you throw in the left hook.
And you're saying it a different way, but really the reality of what you just said is the same thing.
Yeah.
Is learn how to accept our suffering.
Yeah, okay.
Because when you're stopping your brain, you just said it.
Yeah.
You're going to stop there. You're going to delegate.
Yeah.
You're obviously mature to know that, but how many people don't know that step?
Mm-hmm.
And we're so politicized today.
A lot, yeah.
Yeah, and think about this. We can't put the word man on a bathroom anymore. What the hell garbage is that? Oh
yeah,
my
they
gosh.
did. They did. In
I
the
can't
name of
believe this.
in the name of what do they call this thing? Me
Bullcrap.
Too movement.
It's the name of right. Well, guess what?
Me Too.
We are politicizing people. Why? Because it separates us more.
You can't say.
Right. We got to think.
You want to go? They force McDonald's and those restaurants.
Oh my gosh! This is what we're training
not
people.
to put.
He went to go to a motor go-kart, like a fun thing, you know, they have little go-karts. And I was offended when he told me this.
What's that?
And they showed the video, and his video has it.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, the guy goes, the conductor, he goes, if you do something wrong, we're going to put the black flag. We don't want to have to put the black flag on you guys.
Inside Culture Zone, New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. The candidate is in the studio, and we're talking about issues that some people may say, and they don't know how those rules got applied. And they got applied because there are a lot of things going on. I guess they have the Me Too movement, and then you have the in quotes, the Black Lives Matter movement. And the people that talk about Black Lives Matter, a lot of them, the name Black Lives Matter may sound good to a lot of people, but the people that came up with the idea don't care nothing about family. They got a website, and it's about Marxism and Leninism or whatever they call it. But you can look it up. So not everything that is glittering is gold. So because it's a Black Lives Matter may not be the issue, may not be the things that you care about in reality. It's like there are a lot of politicians now, even with your mayor, at some point they've forced a lot of restaurants in New York City. You may not realize that. To take down male and female bathroom, to just put everybody's bathroom or whatever they put on.
Or show a picture of a male.
Believe it or not. So next time you walk around New York City, trying to get to a restaurant's bathroom, that's how sick some of these leaders are. Every time there's an idea come up, just like your mayor, he went around with his paint can. He was marking in the street, Black Lives Matter. He did it in Queens on Fifth Avenue. He did it in Manhattan, Fifth Avenue. He did it in Queens. At the same time, the mayor was walking over the paint can writing Black Lives Matter. There was over at least 25 black folks that were killed, not just in Crown Heights, but East New York and different places, because he took away there is a detective squad that would have gone around and busted the gangs. So now the gangs realize that those undercover cops was not there. So they started, they were shooting up the 4th of July. So for every fireworks you were hearing, there were at least 50 more gunshots going off. And that night, they killed a lot of folks that night. Stuff they won't tell you. So don't mind what these clowns go out and paint can. And you may feel good because it sounds good. You don't check out the agency. And before you start writing stuff or wearing t-shirts, find out what these people are about. Okay? And most people, since Muhammad Ali, since Martin Luther King, if black folks don't know Black Lives Matter by now, they might as well paint themselves. You understand? If you don't like what I said it. You don't know if you don't know your life matter by now, this moment, don't mind what some other agency, some other clown came up with writing Black Lives Matter. Look and see how much murder, a crime was committed against black people in their districts, or how many black people died since they started writing that stuff. Chicago, at least 40 people dead. Gangsters was killing everybody. Did they care about those lives? No. They come out on TV talk because there's nobody in that organization. It's not like when Martin Luther King or Malcolm X or all these politicians around to go out and actually talk, say even Sharpton, to go out and talk to people about an issue. It could be anybody. They put on a shirt, Black Lives Matter. They could break up. They damage a lot of stores that belong to black people. There was nobody to talk to about it. All they know is somebody got a mask on. They broke into the store. They didn't care whose store they broke into. Could be a new black business. All they knew is somebody walked past the street, say Black Lives Matter. They start breaking up every store they could find from out of town.
They're politicizing it.
So there are a lot of sick folks. So the next time you talk about Black Lives Matter, check to see what the organization is about. Because right now, there's a lot of crap happening out there, and a lot more people died since the gentleman that they claim they're doing it about. There's one guy that died. Police had his foot in the guy's neck, and the guy died. But how many black people died since this gentleman was killed? How many?
You know, I had a woman say,
people got to wake up, and I don't want poor people walk around ignorant. They want to wear a T-shirt. It looks sexy. It looks good. Proves I'm black. It proves that you're black because you could write Black Lives Matter. But at the same time, you don't even love your own brother. Brother asks for $10, you tell him, you give him middle finger. So I'm about reality. I'm not about somebody's damn T-shirt or somebody's sign. Because the greatest love of all is to love yourself. So if you don't think you're black, if you don't know you're black by now, or you love yourself by now, that your life don't matter by now, and you're 10 or 15 or 25 or 50, and somebody got to remind you that Black Lives Matter, you're sicker than I thought.
I agree. I think there's one more step, though. What I see is it's being used to politicize and divide people because it's becoming so politically sensitive. When I had my Black Lives Matter mask on, and I was at the post office on Canal Street when we had this march back there, and we're looking out for our post offices. I don't want them to go anywhere. What do you think I was there for? And I had a woman say to me, and I couldn't believe this. I was just blown away because I'm a street person as well as a professional too. I don't take nothing. I'm sorry, I have respect, and I understand when those moments are right. I'm a respectful person first. I demand respect, and I want to give respect, please. It's the only thing I could do. And she said to me, she goes, "You wear that mask in Staten Island?" She goes, "No one's done anything to you for it?" I was like, first off, you don't know who I am, first off. Number two, I hold myself. And aside from that, I don't know what people think of Staten Island, but where one of my rentals are is Stapleton Heights. And shout out to Stapleton Heights, by the way. I got great neighbors, and I have every race, every religion, every culture. My first tenants, which are still there, by the way, 17, 18, 19, 20 years ago, we have a great relationship. And you know what I tell them? This is not a rental. This is your home. I want them to feel comfortable. So the essence would make you feel comfortable when you take out a political. And so what I see is Black lives must make a stand and not let it become politicized, and demand that you're human, and people like myself would open a door for you and have equality and laws that would protect that, period. Not if not. The Declaration of Independence would only have it that way. Why? Because it's fair, all life is created equal. And so this is what I see the respect. Now, if someone is going to talk that energy, you have to walk that walk. I've not hurt any one of you ever. Talk to my customers. Of course, you're going to find a bad story here and there. Hey, nobody's perfect. But I've been the most requested, the least amount of callbacks. I take care of people. We need someone in a governmental system straightening it up who doesn't know any favors. I'm not giving anyone favors. Don't get me wrong. First come in a way, first serve for big opportunities has to be that way. 5 people get together and there's that people come in and have that much money to form a corporation. Guess what? Other people come along. You can't use everyone. I mean, there has to be a reasonable, clarity to it. So nothing is going to be hidden. But Black lives need to be protected. And when I see police departments are not trained, I have family members who are police. So when I see them being conducted and we see one thing to say one word, but the energy allows them to be hurt, your energy is confused and you become too political. You're fired.
Well, the mayor, de Blasio, he had an opportunity. There was a captain or, a person that came up the rank, maybe had 35 years in the police department, African American, and he was due for promotion, the top job, top cop. What did de Blasio do? He passed the guy by put somebody else who was less qualified.
Right.
But he was the first one to walk on a paint can. Black Lives Matter.
Right.
Really?
Right.
Really, De
Right.
Blasio?
Right.
There was just
I mean,
a month ago or 2 months ago.
Why does he have $14 billion?
That's how sick these people are.
I reached out to him and the governor. None of them got back to me, and I'm offended by that. I still like them as people, but what are they doing with their monies? $14 billion for housing. 7 is used. No one knows where the other 7 went. It's not being used, let's say. And why are we having so many housing problems? I'm a licensed right now, a licensed contractor, which means
they blame it on the federal
means
government.
I have more of an authority to see who's lying and where the contracts need to be placed to the penny than any person running, because they're not contractors, they're political first.
All right, another question. Now, when we know that Corona started maybe late February, March?
Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah.
Now, by April, the governor and the mayor is saying that they need, the city is in great need of over $7 or $8 billion. Those 2 months alone, all of a sudden, they had no budget.
Mm-hmm.
Corona is just here maybe 30 days.
Right.
But all of a sudden, we're broke. We need $8 billion, or we can't float. We can't help ourselves.
How come
What is that about? What's that about?
How come there wasn't an executive order to take the $7 billion that was given to the $14 billion, and that could have been used as a relief with time to buy it, be to replace for whatever reason they had it in reserve for an emergency that we didn't use it for the emergency we have.
Well, they claim they still need $7 billion or $8 billion.
Right. Well, this is what I'm saying.
And if that money don't come,
let me not just trash them, because I'm not. Let me stick up for them too.
Oh.
When we could see that 600% upfold to the rich people, and we assess American public, we've only decreased. Every governor and every mayor is being held behind the 8 ball because we see so much money that, $2.1 to $2.4 trillion daily. When you listen to R.D. Wolf, or listen to people like Michael Hudson, professional financial people, still professors, 40, 50, 60 years following the financial stasis of American economy, we could see that we are the richest, and when a $40 billion company becomes in 90 days worth $60 billion, but yet our school teachers aren't being taken care of. Not only do they need a definitive way, I see a way we can get our children and our sports back. When you're a professional troubleshooter, you see between the lines and you see what's not being written. And that's why I'm different than them, because it has to be that we have to stay number one. And I will tell you straight up, it has to be honest, because the Declaration of Independence would have it that way. Anyone who can say the truth about things, if I see 10 directions in my mind and I hide it, but if I tell you, look, we have, these are the choices, this seems to be the most logical sense, I know you would agree. Without hiding it, you'd feel good.
All right. As a specialist, or the person running for president, person of design now, what do you think, for most people, they're just ignorant about it, or they have no idea about the budget of New York City? How much do you think the budget of New York City, just to running things, is? How much?
That's a tricky question. I'm going to tell you why. Because when I went to go make a police report about 5 or 8 years ago in Bloomberg's time, and now we come forwards, I see no different now. What am I getting at? We're not seeing real numbers. We're not seeing real statistics. So how can you gauge something that would be an evaluation truly? Now, I could see they're being held back, and I can see money is not being given to the states that easily should be. And to throw in what the other gentleman said before, just to throw it in, when we have private corporations, this is what spawned America to be the most dominant in business. We have to appreciate the prestige of this. So from a federal level, I see on a state level where their hands are tied behind their back. But meanwhile, we're making record profit corporation high. So people say, well, the rich people are the only people making jobs. Honestly, I don't see the right jobs coming.
All right, so let's bring it back to the local politicians running town. Sometime last year, it was mentioned very quietly on a certain radio station, commercial station, that they made $600 million on parking tickets within a 6-month period. $600 million just on parking tickets in 6 months. Now, there are other areas in terms of taxes where they get money from.
That's $1.2 billion a year.
So, for all the homes that they collect taxes from, and all the issues that they may need to put funds in, how come, the question is, how come the number was 7, they need $8 billion to cover their deficit.
Very simple. If you wanted to purge the system and you're being bled to begin with, and you don't know how to be sincere because the rest of the system is not sincere to begin with, how else would you make it seem like you have to have that money? Now, if I was at a federal level, we'd be able to have oversight committees like gentleman who is from blackops.com or .ops, whatever, .org, Mr. Gomez. He made 3 bills, one bill that 3 states adopted for police oversight. We need some oversight that can have a clarity for the people and not ran by the very people who are running the top show. So they're the ones who make the committees.
So city budget, federal budget, all the budgets need oversight.
Yes, and I would say then we can answer your question to say how fairly can we establish this question and how fair.
But nobody's asking. None of the media people
well,
ask any of those questions. What did you have before Corona appeared?
Right.
What was there in your budget for reserve or emergency? And what do you need now, at least to get you to that point?
The answer?
7, governor, he needs 7, he needs 8, the city needs 8. They're making the public more ignorant.
Right. Right.
And everything is Washington. There's nothing local.
Right.
We're handicapped. We can't do nothing.
How about this? How about the Dems blame the Republicans blame the Dems, and it goes back and forth.
We can't do nothing.
Where is the design?
Nobody.
The design is confusion.
That's well, like I said,
not what I want.
The party in New York City technically is a handicap because here is an emergency. You can't do anything without Washington. And if people ask you, well, what happened to the money? It's not there. We need.
Right.
But there's nobody in those top 20 news.
So let me ask you a question.
Nobody in TV
stations.
network.
How could it be that I've contacted 1,800 billionaires? That's different. I understand them. But I've contacted probably about 200 to 300 different media stations nationally.
They don't want to talk to you.
Not one of them has gotten back. So my point would be this.
It's time
to override the media and believe not what you're hearing, because you need to just understand what you need to do, have pride, accept some of the sufferings we're going to join. We're going to make respect in our lives so we can have oversight committees. You know, I asked the question is, why is it then the numbers that when I meant to go make that police report I was saying before, because I had damage to my property, this is several years ago, in Bloomberg's time, they refused to take the police report. I said, why? And he goes, well, it's going to hurt the crime ratings. And I said, why? So now we understand ComStats, that's a program that the police departments have adopted, will not allow certain things to be documented because it's going to hurt our tourism. Now, I don't want tourism to be wrong or held away, not at all, but we have to be honest when we see any ethnicity or any peoples being targeted and we think it's normal. Why is it that every police chief has to go to Israel to be trained and through a military type of dimension? And why do you think we're seeing us being treated this way? Cameras all over the place. Why? To make sure we stay stuck in place. We don't see any equality. That's why how I've evaluated this and the best. When we look at TV commercials, they use whether you're black, white, green, orange, brown, whether you're in a handicapped, if you're mentally challenged, whatever it is, they sell us everything through ads with all different diversities. This is the real who we are. We wouldn't buy the product because advertising, of course, spends billions of dollars targeting what we would like, and that's how they sell it to us. But when it comes to news, all we hear, I ask this question, why is every news program the same format? Starts off with good-looking guys, maybe touching each other. It ends with, of course, some sports and the weather, but they always deliver the most worst news. What is that worst news? It's programming us that there's a lot of things going wrong and you can't help it, you can't block it out. Why is every news program designed in that fashion? So we need some balance. And I am one of you. And by the way, I would like to also say, I also wrote a song. And before I go, I went to George's Q. I'd like to sing you the song. I'm also a musician on the other side. And I think having a good foundation, any song that's being written, we can hear between the refrain and the chorus, it has a good foundation. I don't see that in what we call
so you want to sing the song in 3 minutes?
I'd rather make them wait a little bit while longer because I just said it and now at least they'll be thinking about it. And I think you'll appreciate it.
All right,
So I'll be playing and singing for you.
All right, hold that point for those that have last minute questions. It's 212-219-9695. 212-219-9695 inside Culture Zone. It's 2 to 6 and then 9 to 10. So closing comments and last statements from the candidate. Shortly, then we go back to take care of some of the other business that some of you want to discuss, include the Jamaica election that went last week.
Good song. Good song, man. Who sings it? Tina Marie? I knew that one. That's so good.
You got his album?
I don't have the album, but I know the song.
Huh?
I don't have the album, but I know the song.
You won't get this on. They don't have the circulate no more.
When I was a kid, I used to think she was black.
It's Tina Marie, gone but not forgotten. You're inside Culture Zone. It's 2 to 6 and then 9 to 10. Nice chicken. That's with James' girlfriend. Look, went to high school, but it's a movie. I think it was a movie or two. It's a movie. Another one. That's moving. Real video. It's around the station. You didn't play this? Nobody was turning the radio on.
Soul Train? Soul Train cover?
Soul Train, yeah.
They had a line. Soul Train? I said, oh, not too long ago. I was like, oh, cool.
Summertime, if you want to give me another one. So good. There you go. Look. So good. We're doing a video tonight. Let's put it down over here. Find the other one. The other
I have this one after that.
Go on. Oh, let me put that one. Got you. Oh, they got it. Faster station. All right, so legally you got 10 minutes. Wrap up and tuck it away for another day. Let me do some more selling before they get pissed off at me. came? Did he get the varnish and stuff? Huh? He's up there now? Oh, so you mentioned the varnish to him. I suppose varnish. You came down? And the nail stuff? Okay. So ask him about the varnish part. When he's going to do that part. Alright, I'll call you back. I'm on here.
Is there a quiet room I can just go over a couple minutes with drums?
Huh?
I just want to go through this one somewhere else. Is there another room or should I go in the bathroom?
You go to the kitchen. You go to the kitchen.
No, I don't want to.
You wrap up for 10 minutes. Go to
Yeah, I don't want to make noise over. I'll go to the bathroom.
Inside Culture Zone, New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. Show your friends in here. Live and direct. Every Saturday is 2 to 6, and then 9 to 10, 2 to 6, and then 9 to 10.
No, my legs.
And we wrap up with a candidate in about, should I say, another 5 minutes or so. And to let you know where to find him on the ballot box or where to go searching, because like I said, in New York, a two-party town, but there are a lot of candidates running, so you should know, be aware of the issues, because a lot of things make this country run, right? So if you want to know how the country is run, it's not always run on two-party system. To a larger degree, yes, but there's always issues that's important to the people. And the only time they'll pay attention is election time, when they need extra votes, right? That's when they got to go searching the independent side to find out they get those extra votes to win. Here's Luciano.
Is it taking so long? Ooh, it's so long gone. Why can't I be the man I wanna be? When child of him that I should be free. When we all lose, it's the Father's road I choose. The man let me down, chapel let me wear his crown. Yeah, we don't lose, it's the Father's road I choose. The man let me down, chapel let me wear his crown.
You know Luciano? You know Luciano?
No, but I like how it sounds.
Huh?
I said no, but I like how it sounds.
You like him? So now you're gonna do some more collections, right? Get your collection box going.
God has given everything for you and me. We don't lose. It's the Father's road I choose. The rest many times.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
We don't lose. It's the Father's road I choose. The rest many times.
You finna speak on the candidates? I'm here now. You finna speak on all the candidates? The Democrats and everybody. No, you don't. Y'all ain't never heard you speak on the president.
I'm beating everybody. Welcome to Culture Zone. You get beat up? Well, stay out of the kitchen.
I have you. I'll wait for you on the outside with a stick and put it in some motor oil and beat the hell out of you. But you lucky you're my buddy, though.
Take a picture? That's your boy, man. Hey! Soul Train!
Yeah, I see it all the time, bro. All the time.
So, like, I grew up in the BT, like 106 and Park era, but my grandmother, she was into like so.
Yeah, she played that a lot. Yeah, like with my daughter, she knows a lot of stuff like the Michael Jackson era.
Yeah.
Right. So you had to listen to that whether you wanted or not. You know? But it was good though, you know.
Thank you very much, Luciano. Much respect and positive vibes over in the tri-state area, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. And like I said, the candidate will be making closing statements shortly. Let me touch this one for those in the tri-state area. Those that are still holding on for what's left in the summer. They may still be at the beach, some far out of reach, or they may be considering starting school, getting back to college. Some already in the first month of college, whatever you're doing, to the best of your ability. And like they said, in some cases, keep your distance, keep your mask on. There's a lot of rules and regulations for students. Just them were ignorant of things and stay away from a lot of those parties, especially in this time. Maybe after party spacing, you know, days gone by when you do the disco dance, you dance a couple of feet apart. All right, let me touch the Bloodstones inside Culture Zone, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. Number here in the studio is 212-219-9695. 212-219-9695. Go and touch this one for the lovers out there. From the Bloodstones, eh? For all the lovers that are still in the park. Welcome to Culture Zone, where we give you a blend of everything.
And I'm so proud, you and me, go a long way back. Yeah, we go a long way back.
The group is the Bloodstones.
I remember when loving you wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, baby. But I stuck on in there with you, and we made
Radio. How are you? Yes, ma'am. It's still here. You want to talk to him? Yeah? Okay, where are you calling from? Yonkers. Hold on one second. Hold on. Yep, got a question? Okay. Or you're talking to me muffled, so you can't take a mask off.
Yeah.
All right, they come. Hold on.
Yeah.
All right, one second.
Sorry. You're the boss.
Yeah, we're gonna take this song. We're gonna rewind that song and come again after this. But the callers are number one inside Culture Zone. Let's go to the callers. This one is coming all the way from Yonkers, New York. Hello, caller, you on the air?
Hello.
Turn your radio down just a little bit. Inside of a PAT AM 930 live on the air. Yeah, could you turn the radio? All right, turn it all the way off. So we don't get the feedback, and then you can bring it back up afterwards. Are you there? All right, go ahead.
Hello.
All right. Yeah, he's here. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you.
Against this country, and no one seems to be able to tear him down from the throne he's sitting on and claim that he's a king instead of a president. My concern is they just came out with an article saying that he is a drug addict. Now, can we have such a person who's a drug addict trying to govern the country? And
Yes, okay, so I believe that when I look at a problem, I don't really want to sit there and talk about the problem all day because I could. But what I do is I like to answer it. And how I can answer this best, I would like to make new laws and regulations that restrict the president, that enact, whether it's the House or Congress or whether it's committees at an independent level, that would have an ability to reflect back to the president for maybe several different fashions. Maybe a fashion that when you leave, if you've made any money, you could lose it, or a regulation that would limit something of his power or put him on a warning. There must be other things that can be done that have not been written. But the Declaration of Independence would want it to be this way, because I agree with you. I don't like when someone comes and says one thing and then his executive orders do the other, taking away from senior citizens, attempting to give them food in a box and take away from their food stamps. This is insane. I'm sorry, right? So I think the answer is we have to vote for a person who's looking to regulate themselves. In other words, I have no problem, because being a contractor, I get audited, which means I have to show all my money. I have to say this. Yeah. And he's right. And I mean, aside from that, yeah, yes. I agree. Mhm. Right. Right, even beyond what the framers had originally done. That's why the core thing that I represent is I want to reframe our Constitution to protect the American public, to protect corporations, and to protect people who are definitely senior citizens, because when I see people who are getting older, what the Declaration says in the last sentence, and for the support of this Declaration with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. When we see this, the Constitution doesn't model any of this. The Constitution somehow allowed our framers, and they all had slaves. So we can see that what they did was good for about 1 billion people on the face of the globe, and how much less, of course, within the United States at that point, 13 colonies. But we see 7.9 billion people and only growing. And I say 7.9, not 7.8. I like to add the extra 100 million, because when I do design, I overcalculate to be safe. People aren't really right. So we need to reframe things to not let a president be able to say things. And how that one way would be done is, I've already had this done to me, which is you could feel guaranteed I have to protect us. Having electronic and what was being said warranted to be sure for a certain reason. There are certain laws right now the FCC has regulated that it makes it illegal to counter what a president says on his advertisement. So what I say, in certain degrees, I'm protected. I don't want that. I want to be fact checked. I want everyone to see what I'm doing. I want it to be open. And I think anyone coming up who's an upstanding person who, with their intelligence, won't just favor money, but have to give back. Anytime I've worked with people, I've tried to offer a respectful service completely. And to be honest with you, I threw things in. Hey, you didn't want this? I gave you something extra. All of a sudden, people appreciate it. Why? Because we all want to be taken care of. How come we don't have the protection in our digital information? And the same with the president is the perfect question that needs to be done. We don't really hear JB speaking of this. I don't even want to say his name either. We don't hear these people's right. I won't ad lib to entertaining having their name mentioned one more time. What? To give them advertising because whatever they're doing can hide behind whatever it is. I'm sorry, I'm not with that. Okay, thank you. Right, right. I love it. Yes. That's okay. I respect. Mhm. Oh, wow. Okay. Mm. Mhm. Yes. Right. Well, what does that tell you? What does that tell you that when we see his formation, how many people will believe in what we trust? I believe we shouldn't hurt that trust. People believe in people who are at the top. To me, I think that's prestigious, and we need to protect that, have respect for it. And I believe what I stand for is a new party that is going to create a new competition that when presidential candidates stand up, they're going to have to show numbers and statistics, mean what they say. Let's increase what humanity is. Supporting America to be number one will be the focus. So some people won't like some of the things that have to be implemented. I can tell you right now. But another thing is how many presidents have people die under them and don't talk about this. So we need what you said. We need, and I have no problem arming myself up against on the opposite side to put me into a check. We need laws that hold us to protect our digital information and the truth when a president says something.
All right, thank you very much, caller.
Thank you.
Much respect. I respect.
You
Have a good
too.
one.
Be safe.
Inside Culture Zone, New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. And let's pay some bills. Be right back right after this.
Are you a licensed practical nurse looking for a safe working environment, competitive pay, and a great work-life balance? Greater New York Nursing is now hiring LPNs across the 5 boroughs of New York City and surrounding counties. We provide our LPNs with exceptional support, a family atmosphere, and unlimited overtime. For more information or to apply, call 212-NURSING. That's 212-687-7464. Or go to gnyservices.com. That's gnyservices.com.
That's right here, gnyservices.com, gnyservices.com. And mention the Culture Zone show. Stand by for closing messages from the candidate inside Culture Zone WPAT AM 930. Condolences to Toots' family. Toots gone but not forgotten. We respect his life and his music. Oh, fine. Let me concentrate.
I need it.
What's this? So what?
I need it.
Point.
Yeah, I need
Throw me off right now, like this.
Okay, I need
How about that? I know it, though. So, you don't point like that.
Give me.
How about this?
Give me the damn thing, man. You put it.
Like what the hell?
And then that's all.
I'm trying to get the message across.
No, put the damn thing in. When you forget, put the damn thing.
Calm down.
No, you
We get shipped out the right way.
Oh, come back. Keep the hell out of it. Keep it up.
So you want a 7-minute wrap up? Professor, you want a 7-minute wrap up? 7 minutes wrap up?
together, let's don't at all. Make the way on permanent. Soon you will find out the man I'm supposed to be.
Are you ready, Doctor? Ready? Ready? Where you gonna drum? You gonna drum your way out?
What I'll do is I'm gonna say,
that's the song,
you know, I'm gonna give you, I'm gonna tell them what I'm gonna do, take my song, give my information, and that's it. I'm gonna tell them that first, so they understand.
2 minutes or 3?
And sign myself out.
You gonna stick behind that?
Soon you will find out the man I'm supposed to be.
That's right, tribute to Toots, gone but not forgotten. The man that created the song, or created the name reggae, R-E-G-G-A-E, Reggae Got Soul. So we salute one of the greats, one of the singers that made Jamaica, music of Jamaica great. Toots, gone but not forgotten. Let's go on to Toots. If you should trouble this man, if you should trouble this man, it will bring a bamba. So that will be our theme song inside Culture Zone in the months to come. So whenever you hear that song, remember that Culture Zone is here. All right? It's here to fight for the right and not the wrong. And soon you'll find out the man I'm supposed to be. Because if you should trouble this man, it will bring a bamba. Word from Toots. So write that down. If you should trouble this man, brash in the air without fear, it will bring a bamba. Words of Toots. Carried on.
Are you a licensed practical nurse looking for a safe working environment, competitive pay, and a great work-life balance? Greater New York Nursing is now hiring LPNs across the 5 boroughs of New York City and surrounding counties. We provide our LPNs with exceptional support, a family atmosphere, and unlimited overtime. For more information or to apply, call 212-NURSING. That's 212-687-7464. Or go to gnyservices.com. That's gnyservices.com.
That's right, gnyservices.com. And mention the Culture Zone show. All right, let's wrap this one up with our candidate. All right, so kicking off for 2020, the candidate have a nice message for you, where you can find, or the candidate that you should be voting for is no other than
Charles Richard Sorelli.
All right, and for people who will be ready, energized to vote in November, that's when the ballot meets the ballot. Like Malcolm X said, the ballot or the bullets, you have choices.
That's where the rubber hits the road.
The ballot or the bullet. And in this time, yep, true story. Malcolm X words come to pass. The ballot or the bullet. Pick one. So Mr. Zarelli, go ahead.
So I would like to thank everyone and thank George very much for the time here. I know you don't know me, but my heart, my mind, and my soul think of every one of you. And I am one of those people that when people suffer, I feel it. But I'm not afraid of it. And I've learned to even accept suffering in myself. And I want you to please think of that too. While all of us are becoming so politicized, we have to be able to be tolerant to make clear decisions is important. And I think I would like to end it like this, because I have a song for you I'm going to sing and play at the same time. And it's another thing by design I've learned to do. And a musician has a good foundation, I think, and our government needs that exactly. And I hope you kind of like it. So this design now will be first, but I'd like to explain what it is, and good design does that. So the first will be that I request, please share me and don't stop. I'm going to give my name and website and phone number when I'm done with the song. By design, of course. The second thing is, and I wrote the song for all of you, and I would like you to just be open-minded when you hear it. I'm sharing myself, and I haven't played in about a year and a half, so I'm cold right now. So anyone who's a musician, forgive me, because it's probably not going to be perfect, but I'm passionate, man. There's no question about it. And especially, you know, when we hear all these things that have to change, it's going to. And then also, I would also like to ask, please, that you check out my site. Please support me. Please be open, because we as a group need to make this change. And I'd like to add that I have love and respect for myself, and I have the same love and respect for all of you. Anybody who's fair, I think we're going to use intelligence to make new business and to cause a new platform of what we would have then called political or pro-political, and let's make it some more human. So I wrote the song for you. Basically, 1 second here.
Live on the air. So Mr. Zarelli is going to do, I think he's going to do a harmony relating to.
And the name of this is Let Me Help, So Blame Me, Please. And I wrote that because no one's taking the blame.
So you're going to sing that one?
So I need to have the blame for everything. You know why? Because a professional troubleshooter, we don't look at being blamed. We want to have all the information so we can fix it. So please blame me. So this is the song. Hey now, when that, hey now, can you feel that I really care? Hey now, please believe in me. Hey now, for what we really can be. Hey now, we are hurting so much. Hey now, please need to get back in touch. Now, I'm gonna do this not political. Now, we're gonna think more severe. You can know I am one of you. You can know hey to feel good too. You can know no to round up. So much damage, we're gonna make this fix. Hey now, I really care. Hey now, we're gonna stop the suffering. Hey now. It's gonna take some trust. Hey now, don't let your beautiful heart rust. Hey now, let's make some new reform. Hey now, we can get this thing going on. Hey now, I don't see color, we as one. Hey now, did you hear me? We are one. You know I am one. Okay, hey, feel good too. You know, let's make things right. You know, hey, let's be uptight. Hey, you know, let me show. You can let me things to show. Can you let me do my things to show? Can you let me do my things to show? Hey now, please give me this is a chance. Hey now, I love to take you out to dance. Hey now, we're gonna do it the right way. Hey now, support me, don't be so uptight. Hey now, I need your support to make this right. Hey now, support me to make this right, please. Hey now, please support me so we can make this right. Hey now, we can do this to make it right.
And we'll be right back.
Hey now,
Right,
let's
after
make it.
this. Stand by for more.
Take it slow, take it slow, take it slow, take it slow.
And I'm telling you right now, It wasn't like how I wanted it, but
WPAT Patterson.
There's a saying.
All right, that went fine, really good.
Could have been better.
you know, when you're
That was
rusty,
live.
when you're rusty, you know.
Live is live.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Live is live.
Thank you. I know where I made my mistakes, and I'm just like, go, just keep.
Live is live, baby.
No, look at life is life. Look at him.
Live is live.
Look at him.
Not live.
Okay,
live.
now I feel better.
What's it,
look
live?
at him.
No, but I
Live.
gotta say, he's got a great style, man.
What's that?
You come in, you lock it right in, you're right with the, whatever, we're having a conversation, and you're on the radio lingo. I'm like,
Boom, boom,
wow,
boom.
like that. I'm like, that's experience, man.
Come to territory. Come to territory.
You know, I left here last week trying to get him on the radio.
This fella here?
We couldn't get the AM.
You gonna get it?
Although my old car, though, I mean, but it
What
has
you got?
AM.
Which one you got? You got a Maserati or you got the Lexus? What you got?
Get the USA, the USA.
What you driving?
E3 Cutlass Supreme.
So let's go,
when you
let's
get
go to
it-
your cell phone. Go to
you
cell
can get
phone.
I know, I was gonna say, he's
We'll
in the
get
same
there.
thing.
We'll
We
get
go
there.
to the-
Cell phone, yeah.
You get
Well,
Radio
that's
USA
grounded, you know.
with the app,
Right.
and you'll get him in Radio USA.
Yeah. Right now.
Well, mine came with it because of
Well, try it now. What do you do?
the radio
Use
app
your phone.
on
Try
there
it.
already.
Yeah.
Use his phone. Log it right now. So when you
He's got his phone, I don't have my phone.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
I know it sounds funny, but I know about the signal radiation, and I
Yeah.
try not to use it if I don't have to.
Okay.
I know I sacrifice myself like that because it's,
All right.
however, I'm in tune.
So we're gonna do some more selling and you know, got a chicken farm guy probably pissed off at me. But I did him out of the gate, you know. So,
I just want to be able to give my information and my
all right.
website, and that's it.
Yeah, all right, run it up. Run
Thank
it
you for
back.
your time. Thank you, everybody.
Other
You
words,
got it right there?
other words, he's gonna give him some chicken feet.
9:30, the PAT 9:30.
Yeah, but this is a non-GMO stuff.
Right.
9:30 a.m. .com. Is that one bottom? How to see it? Yeah. We got something else on the top?
That's WPAT 93.1. That's FM now.
Something else, yeah.
Yeah, that's the video part of it.
Yeah.
Video. They have a video part in Jersey.
It's a shame. It's a shame that you guys don't have enough funding to get an FM antenna.
Right.
Frequency modulation is different.
Yeah, we got
It is.
It's a little bit
Yeah,
different.
FM plays a little better. It's a little
You
better.
got 2 a.m. stations. They got, what, 4 a.m. and 2 FM.
And they got one TV station.
You're inside Culture Zone, New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. Here's one message from Sammy Levi, talk about the handgun and the youth.
You can know what it is, they no respect, no one them love the handgun. You can know what it is, they no respect, no one them love the magnum. So you.
And this record is over 30 years old.
What you do, each and everything that you do.
You don't know that record.
I want to say,
Who cares?
everything that you say.
Okay.
You man.
He told me, I thought, who cares?
Here comes part 2.
Here's a right time part.
Then a walking posse day. He said you been walking in posse. He said a lot of masses use them walking around in posse. And they think they're walking.
This is still going while we're talking? Okay.
You know, I learned, they're gonna watch you, give them a show. They want to see you naked, pull your pants down.
Now, if you pull his pants down, everybody will run.
Well, yeah, no, not yet.
Yeah, run.
This is Sammy Levi. Great one.
Yeah, work wrong.
What's the kid saying over there? What you gonna give a trouble?
No. Last week you said sugar honey iced tea. You should have been in trouble. You know what we say sugar honey iced tea? And you talk about Trump?
I'm over here working.
Clinton's here now.
I'm over here working. What you talking about? I'm working here.
So am I. What are you doing?
You better give it to us.
You get paid for what you do? No, right?
No.
I knew it. Bless you, brother. Bless you, man. Thank you. Thank you. I had to say that to say thank you. I already knew it. I can feel your heart, man. And it's those of us who are not afraid to put up. And we do it once. What's important in the system. Period. I really wanted to hear you last week. We're going to check you out when you go.
Okay, good.
And especially that I see people like you and I think the same, because I get the same, I write my notes, you do the same thing, my brother, we do the same exact thing.
Hey, this guy over here print. I get on him all the time about print. I don't print, I write.
Oh yeah, it's time, yeah. I'm feeling tired of the shooting and killing. I'm feeling tired of the pussy.
You're a bum and everybody knows.
I'm surprised you don't have a linear head on your turntable.
I'm gonna bring it in next week.
Nothing makes a difference. I've never heard the difference.
No?
A linear?
But this thing is good.
But I can't tell the difference when you listen, though.
Yeah, you're good. Well, record bounces for less.
Right.
Yeah. I'll bring mine next week.
I had friends with linear and regular. I could never get a difference. They say there is a digital
Yes,
degree.
indeed. The great Sammy Levi. Youth and nowadays, no respect, no one. They love the handgun, and also the Magnum. And while we're there, don't forget, when you're too busy for your own clothes, Wash and Fold is there. Call them right now. Picking up in Brooklyn, Queens, and Long Island, 718-341-1000, 718-341-1000, Wash and Fold Super Laundry. When you're too busy for your own clothes, Wash and Fold is there, 718-341-1000. Call them right now. Also, if you want a well-dressed bird for your Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday dinner, Al Medina is there. You want a dressed bird, dressed turkey, dressed duck, they have it right there. Call them right now. They also deliver. 718-526-3333, 718-526-3333. Al Medina. You want a bird that's not frozen for the last 3 months or last 6 months, or they have it someplace for 6 months or a year. This bird is fresh from the farm. So you want a fresh bird from the farm, Al Medina is there every time. And they say you buy a few birds, you get one free. Al Medina. 718-526-3333, 718-526-3333. Al Medina. 151 24 Beaver Road in Jamaica, Queens. Right up there behind York College. 151 24 Beaver Road, also right behind the E-train over there in Parsons. 151 24. To get lost, just ask anyone. 151 24 Beaver Road. Al Medina. You got the well-dressed bird from the farm. Also ducks and chickens ready to cook. 151 24 Beaver Road, Al Medina. You buy a few birds, you get one absolutely free. Mention the Culture Zone Show. Call right now, 718-526-3333, 718-526-3333. Also open 6 days a week. You pick any 6 to roll up with your cars. You could buy 5 birds, put them in your car, and you buy a few, you get one free. Mention the Culture Zone Show, guaranteed. 718-526-3333, 718-526-3333. Al Medina. Also need to get tuned up for the winter. Rapid MD with 2 offices, One open right on the Bronx, 4008 Boston Road. 4008 Boston Road, Rapid MD, also in Queens. 217-14 Merritt Boulevard, 217-14 Merritt Boulevard. And mention the Culture Zone show. And the candidate says you have a message for you in about 3 minutes and 34 seconds. Then I'll come back with other issues. It's 2 to 6 and then 1 to 10. Yes, sir, you're officially on before you run out the door. Inside Culture Zone, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and worldwide, culturezoneonline.com. You're officially on.
Thank you. I just want to say thank you, everyone, for your time. Thank you, George. I really appreciate being here. I think the most important thing to walk away as a takeaway message, freedom is not free. Don't think we have to be so politicized not to accept what God's gifts are in our diversities. And we need to accept some of our sufferings only so we can see clearer. And I appreciate, all of the positive things and the feedback. So anyone who's supporting me, please reach out to me. Please contact me. I will give you my emails and my phone number. And also, don't stop sharing me. Override the media. It's now time to take us into our own hands because freedom is not free. We need equality. We need respect. We need different trainings. A lot of these people doing these things don't mean to do them. They're just being trained that way too. So I see the design of how we can implement change of these things. And I'd like to share a lot of it with you. I'm not going to hold back. I need you to be involved with it. I care what you think, and I want to make forums for your feedback. So please share me like a good germ, crushing this bad one. Anyone who hears me, please reach out. Phone number, 718-865-8720. Once again, 718-865-8720, 718-865-8720, and the website, timetojoin.us. That's timetojoin.us, timetojoin.us. It is not a .com. We are not a .com society. We are .us. My name is Charles Richard Zerilli, and I'm signing off at this time. But forging ahead, confronting what needs to be confronted, listening to people, and making a new fair balance. I love you all. Thank you very much for your time. Stay beautiful.
Thank you, sir. Stay strong. Here comes Israel Vibrations.
Well, I swear.